Hey, what up, though, people? It's your boy Brandon, a.k.a. Detroit Kool-Aid, your credential Pistons reporter and writer for the network. Not that happy right now, man. Not that happy. It's definitely a crack in the Kool-Aid picture right now. Pistons down 5-13 to start this one. What you want to see is energy and urgency to start these games for the Pistons, and throughout this thing, you just haven't seen it. We usually got our guy Platty and KG as well. Shout out to them. We may go to them during the post game, but we got Jeffe up here on the desk today for this watch party and post game stream. We got Gordon in the TD booth, and we got Damon in the sound booth as well. What up, though, to our booth boys before we really jump into this thing? Jeffe. What up, though, Gordon?
What's happening, guys?
How you feeling, man, early on? 5-13, Paolo's at the line. This is not the urgency or the energy you want to see from your Pistons early on.
Yeah, not really. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been able to watch it too much, getting everything set up here. But these guys, they have a tendency to get down a little bit early, so I'm not gonna be too worried. But with the way we're down 2-1 right now, it's concerning. It's definitely concerning. And you got this guy right here, Paolo Banchero, already making a difference. You don't want to let that guy get hot.
Yeah, not at all. And Damon, what up, though? Love the Tigers hat. Got the Pistons here trying to even this series up and bring it back home with the advantage. What up, though?
Not much, though. How you doing?
Doing good, man. How you feeling about these Pistons tonight? Are they going to turn it around?
From the sound of it, looks pretty bad right now. We have to control the boards. We got to control our turnovers. So we got to be on our A game tonight. Yeah. And
another turnover for the Detroit Pistons. Only 5-17. Orlando Magic's leading. And for me personally, look, it's going to be physical. I see they're allowing the Orlando Magic to be able to reach in, get in there, and play physical with the Pistons. And they're going to have to be able to match that. They're going to have to be able to sustain something a little bit different than what's going on right now, because they've gone down in just a little bit of time that we've seen it, and they've just turned the ball over a few times.
Kool-Aid, that was one of my keys to victory today. I put 3 keys to victory for the Pistons today. That's one of those was defense to offense. Create turnovers, create easy buckets, easy offense for yourself. Haven't seen them do much of that. Then I wanted to see them limit turnovers. Too many times have they, kind of shot themselves in the foot by, for instance, like just to start the game, just a chunk of turnovers in a row to hurt them, and then to make free throws.
Yeah, for me, before we can get the free throws, just you can't shoot yourself in the foot. That's always got to be key number one. The things you can control, you have to, especially when you get this deep into a series, game 4, where both teams know each other, and it's clear that one team has the strength over the other. Now you got the Pistons doing some things a little bit out of character to try and make half-court offense work. Asar Thompson trying to recreate a little bit of what he had last game, but he doesn't get the shot to go, and the Pistons are down 7-19 to the Orlando Magic with about 7 minutes left in the first quarter. And another,
they called a foul. Thank God.
They called a foul, or else it was about to be another turnover. And I'll be through with you. Look, the Pistons are going to have to battle through it. There are some of these turnovers, there's a little extra physicality that's kind of going on and happening, and it might have led to some turnovers. But you know what? This is what the game is going to have to be. This is what it is. We've seen the Pistons put this type of physicality on other teams and benefit from it. You got to be able to play at this pace both ways. So it'd be interesting to see how the Pistons respond to this early flurry by the Orlando Magic, who, you know what I can say about the Magic? They have played desperate the entire series, and I don't expect it to stop right now.
Cade with a 3.
10,
Pistons down 9.
19, 6:30 left in the game in the first quarter.
And Kool-Aid, we're still searching for that Jalen Duren to showcase, to show up in this series. We know he hasn't been himself, and the Pistons are going to need him to be himself if they're going to want to get back into this series.
Who you said, Cade?
Jalen Duren.
Oh,
we need a Jalen Duren sighting at some point in this series. Why not this game? At
the very least, this is going to be a physical series. It is what it is, and I don't expect them to, miraculously turn it around. But I do expect, I do want to game 2, where so far in this thing, if Jalen Duren outperforms Wendell Carter, no matter how minimal that outperformance is, the Pistons at least get the dub. And so at the very least, don't let Wendell Carter go off. Don't let him go out there and get 17 rebounds. Don't let him go out there and get the blocks and be efficient around the rim and things of that nature. And what's happening is the Orlando Magic know that they can drive all the way to the rack. And, yes, has Jalen Duren improved as it relates to help side defense and rim protection? Yeah. And you know who knows that? The Orlando Magic. So what little tweaks have they been doing? Well, sending their guards and sending their drivers and ball handlers and facilitators downhill at Duren. That's causing him to step up and defend. And he got 5 blocks in the last game. But you also saw Wendell Carter go out there and get 8 offensive rebounds.
And
8.
you lost.
The Pistons had 10 total offensive rebounds. Wendell Carter had 8 of the Orlando Magic's 14, and you lost. So I'm glad that he's making this improvement. But in terms of their rotational defense and such, you're going to want to see them play a little bit more sound, especially when they're in man-to-man principles. Especially then, man. But Pistons down 10-21, 5:56 left in the first quarter. Everything just looks to be just soft.
Okay.
As
Like the
Jalen
confidence
hits
from
a
Darren.
Antonio McDyess 16-footer. It looked like McDyess on that one.
You know, you know what, Kool-Aid? I can't be mad if he's doing something productive. I can't be mad at it.
I can't be mad at it either. And that's why I want to see him at least. If you're not scoring, make sure Wendell Carter ain't going off.
I mean,
that defense got to be there at the very least.
And Kool-Aid, if they're gonna give that to him, I want him to take that because
That
he can
stuff
make that
right
shot.
there is what can't happen.
Yep.
You got Orlando Magic hustling as if they're the ones down 21-12, and they get another second chance opportunity.
See right there, like Jalen Duren didn't need to help on that play. He could have stayed down and got the rebound. I know the Pistons got the ball and Tobias just got a flush from assist from Cade, but you didn't need Jalen Duren to help there. You had Asar absolutely smothered him. Like Jalen Duren needs to be responsible for getting the rebound on that play.
But the thing is, that's all of this Pistons team. They have just all rotated so poorly.
Oof.
Now, they called a foul on a three-pointer in the corner. Asar saying challenge that. He said he did not foul him. It's 14-21, 4:57 left in the first quarter. Xavier Bigstaff is trying to figure out what to do. And it's interesting because during the regular season, he was a whole lot less decisive as it relates to challenges. It seemed like he would walk out there almost doing cartwheels and backflips
Kool-Aid, that's a
to
little
signal,
ticky-tacky.
hey, let's go on ahead and challenge this thing. But during the playoffs,
That's
man,
a little ticky-tacky.
He's been a little. It is. Like I told you, I'm trying not to allow the referees to be one of our talking points. Even though early on, a couple of the turnovers from Cade. What do you see? Franz Wagner hitting his arm, and then the ball pops out. That's happened 2 or 3 times already. So, but if that's just how they're going to allow the game to
No
go,
excuses.
then that's where it's just like, sheesh, you're going to have to figure something. Even if there's an excuse, let's say there's an excuse and a reason. I say this all the time. We've been there. We've seen the Lions get hosed. Knew we were right. And then the NFL comes back and says, here's your apology letter. I don't want an apology letter.
It happened to the Pistons last year.
And I don't want that no more. We were there. We knew. Like,
that's
no.
unacceptable.
Either ref even walked up to the podium at the end of the game and was like, nope, I ain't do nothing. And then the NBA had to come back later like, he did miss the call, blah, 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 blah. But what did that do for any of us?
Nothing.
So if they don't find a way through this physicality to get back to owning this thing the way that we've seen them do all year long, like they said that all year the Pistons have won by controlling effectively the stats and metrics associated with turnovers in the game as well as rebounds in the game. They say in the Orlando series, the Magic have effectively led those metrics throughout this entire series. So the way that the Pistons have gone and dominate the paint from a rebounding standpoint, limiting second chance points, taking away opportunities by winning the turnover battle, that means you're giving yourself a few more extra opportunities. Well, in this series, it's the Orlando Magic who have had the extra opportunities both in second chance points and in turnovers. You can't do that in a series that was already going to be thin. We were already calling this thing to be I was at least calling it to go 6 games, 4-2. And I told you guys on air, I wouldn't be surprised if it went 7 because this Orlando Magic team is just that tough. So in a series this thin, like you said, like we've said, like we all know, you cannot continue to shoot yourself in the foot. You just can't. And what we've seen so far is that. Now, if you run your whole mantra on physicality, when the playoffs hit, the one thing that I felt like is, all right, they're going to be good with the playoff pressure. They played in Madison Square last year. But the one thing I underestimated, they are not ready for the playoff whistle. The pressure, I think they're okay with. But the whistle, they fall completely apart. And that's the thing. But on both sides of the ball, whether they're not getting the whistle appropriately, and we see them having these turnovers that come in bunches, we see them start to play a little more careless, then we see them start to get frustrated, and then we start to see this team look uncharacteristic. The one thing we've said a lot throughout the series is what? This Pistons team hasn't looked like themselves. And that to me is where I think they're going to have to figure this thing out because the playoff physicality, I underestimated that playoff whistle and the effect it would have on guys like Jalen Duren, who has been great, not good, great all season long.
Yeah. I mean, you look at what he's done since the All-Star break, leading into the end of the regular season. He was leading the NBA in efficiency for a big man, and now it's like he's struggling to get going. You see him efficiency drop way down, as well as you don't see him getting the rebounds that he should be getting. A lot of the case for him is he's trying to overcome kind of what Cade had to overcome in the Knicks series, but you see him taking a little bit of a slower pace to that because he's not Cade Cunningham, and they're playing him a little bit different, stuff that he's not used to. That's a bad call. That is a
he has to give him
call.
Space to land.
Yeah, I think he did.
He was in his landing zone, but they gave Pistons the ball. That's interesting.
Well deserved.
And good to see JB actually.
That's
give
a little
him
ticky-tacky, though. That's a ticky-tacky call.
Yeah, those 3-point calls are always gonna be ticky-tacky because really the heart of the rule is about if you're allowing somebody to land.
Oh,
Cade got fouled.
There we
You
go.
gotta
There we
call
go. We
this
got
at
it.
some
We got
point
it.
in time. I'm like, his hand was above everybody else's,
And you see
just
it go
like
this way. And you see it go this way, though. It's like, obviously, that's
What
not
is
the
Jalen
natural
Suggs
motion.
doing right now? What is going on right now?
He should get teed up for that, right?
What is going on right now, dog? If that was Stu, we definitely know that the T would be.
The T with a K.
Yeah. Come on, K. Hit both of these, please.
There we go.
Gosh, because I
It's
tell
the
you what,
free
it ain't
throws, man.
nothing worse than hearing that MVP chant. And you can see him. I'm just like, oh, man. And then that second one is missed. I'm like, golly. But I ain't been mad at him.
Free throws have been a struggle for the Pistons. I mean, at times in the regular season, but in the
Hit them both. Let's go.
In this playoff series,
16, 21, 440.
they have to turn that around. Like, they have to be able to knock down 75% of their free throws. Like,
I'm going to take that up a little bit more because the rate that they turn the ball over, they don't have the margin to be just 70. It would be different if they were a team that took care of the ball and limited second chance points. But here, they need every one of them free throws. Think
Now
about
they're
it. In
around
the first
50%.
game, do you understand? Like I was tracking this. In the first game, if they would have hit all their free throws up through the second quarter, they would have been leading at halftime.
Yep.
If they would have hit all their free throws up through the third quarter, they would have been up 3 or 4 points. And if they would have hit all their free throws through the last, and it's different. There was a certain point in time, like I think like the 1.5 minute mark. If they would have hit their free throws, they would have been leading during that time. But instead, it was Orlando pulling away. Why? Because every time we had an opportunity to stop a run or extend a run for ourselves or stop one for them, well, we're missing our free throws. We're splitting our free throws and things like that. So, and what do you see Orlando doing? Going to the line and hitting their free throws. Going and hitting some of these clutch shots and putting themselves in position.
Making them count.
Where it looks easy. Like their offense, I'm sorry, a lot of times looks easy. I'm sitting there like, how are they getting these types of looks? And the Pistons look like on their shot clock, on their times on offense, that they got to really over dribble the ball for 24 seconds just to get a good look.
And effectively, I mean, it's going to come easier for the Magic just because they have, they have 4 to 5 guys on the floor that can score at all times.
There you go.
Cade with another 3.
19-22.
Off to a good start at
We want
3-point
to see
line.
Cade come out strong, come out.
I mean,
come out
he's been
fast.
doing this thing. Like
has,
31
yes.
points on 40, almost 47%. I know he's just under 30% from beyond the arc. But he's been doing this thing, 8 assists, 6 rebounds, 5 rebounds in this series as well.
Yeah, it's the supporting cast that has to show up and help Cade out. And, I looked at players like, Tobias Harris, who had a really good game last game.
Yep.
He's
averaging
turned it around
almost
since the first
18
game.
in this series.
He's turned it around.
Yeah,
And we're still looking for that Jalen Duren site.
Yeah, I got an interesting stat here as well. We read it earlier on the Braylon Edwards show, man. And the Orlando Magic have 4 of the top 6 scorers in this series. Cade Cunningham is leading the way in plus minus let's go.
There we go,
Let's
JD.
go.
That's
And
what he
that
has
should
to
have been
get
an
back
and
to.
one.
Yeah.
That's what he has
That's
to
the
get back
Duren that
to.
I saw during the regular
Got
season.
Duren sighting going on.
Let's go. No. It's only a Duren sighting if he stacks it. We saw him get a big dunk in each game, and he didn't lead nowhere.
You gotta continue.
Let's stack these. Dog, their defense is out of position. They just didn't throw it over to what's the name in the corner, but they were
almost
out
let-
of
and they
so
almost
out
let
of
that rebound
position,
up.
dog. Dog, their defense. What the frick happened?
How do you get into that? How does that happen?
Their defense?
Yeah.
I don't know. They were so much better during the regular season. But we did call this out during the regular season that their transition defense could be something that could cost them. When we talked about it during the regular season, they said things like, what? But Kool-Aid did one, but Kool-Aid is a long time into the playoffs. But no, these are the things that they had to have right. During the 60 games that they won during the regular season, there's a different level of intensity than what you're going to face in the playoffs. And when people are teeing up to face who you are, that's a little bit different now. For 7 straight games, they're designing to not just take away what you like to do on offense, but what you think you're good at on defense too. And you know what Orlando said? Yeah, you're number one in the paint. We're coming right to you. We don't care. We're gonna battle you for every rebound. We're gonna challenge your rim protectors. And Orlando Magic has it's what San Antonio does, and they've had success.
That's their success.
21-22. The Pistons, they clawed their way back on the back of Cade Cunningham, and it just makes you think, can he take a rest tonight? 2:22 left in the first quarter. I'm serious.
I'm
is this
sorry,
a 40 minute?
But the rest time for a series that could get out of hand if you lose this game, like
40
might have
minutes
to play
plus
the
for
full
Cade?
game.
43?
Yeah, I mean, like seriously, like you look at when Cade goes
Let me
off
get
the
this stat
floor,
for you guys. Yeah.
the Pistons look absolutely lost. Like they look like they have like no business being anywhere near the playoffs without Cade Cunningham on the floor.
Look at this, man. Sleeper Hoops, shout out to you. Stat leaders in the Pistons versus Magic series. Who do you think is the leader in points per game? Cade Cunningham at 31. Who do you think is the leader in minutes per game? Cade Cunningham. Who do you think is the leader in assists per game in this series?
Cade.
Who do you think is a leader in plus minus in this series?
Cade.
I hear all of these people talking about, but it's turnovers. He's the leader in plus minus in the entire series for both teams. That's insane. I think he's like number 2 or 3 in the playoffs.
They don't understand that Kool-Aid when it comes to having, he carries such a huge load on him, on his shoulders to be the guy for the Pistons. Like everything goes through.
He's gotten
Cade Cunningham.
better, man.
So he's going to have turnovers because he is literally he's in the action every single offensive possession. He's in the action. So he's going to have those turnovers. The things that we want to see from Cade is just not the bad turnovers.
Yeah, and the issue is, there's some careless ones he can cut out and they'll bring that down. But realistically, it's because he's doing everything in his team. In terms of potential assists, he's averaging probably almost as many potential assists as he is turnovers. Think about that.
And Kool-Aid,
double the potential assists as he is turnovers.
Cade has been the best player in the playoffs so far.
Pistons take the lead 23-22. 2 minutes left in the first quarter. They're on a 16-3 run the last 4 minutes and 36 seconds. Don't call that. Don't call that. That's what they've been allowing to be called a turnover on the Pistons side.
And those are the soft
But it's a foul for the Magic. And Javonte Green, scratch your hair, buddy. Yeah. We all are. we all are. Sheesh, man. And this is the other stat. Here's your points per game leaders in this series. Cade Cunningham, 31 points per game. Second, Paolo Banchero at 22. Third, Uncle Tobias at 18.7 points per game in this series. Then Desmond Bain, 18 points. Jalen Suggs, 16.7. Franz Wagner, 16 points per game. Those are your top 6 scorers in this series. That's a lot.
Kool-Aid, isn't it so clear?
That's top heavy.
Just how good Cade is. Like you look at all of Paolo was a number 1 pick. And
I'm sorry.
I'm nervous.
I'm nervous. Cade is going to the bench. It's 23
2 minutes left in the first quarter, and it's tie game. But what I'm saying is, it just shows you to go. Paolo was a number 1 pick, and he is not putting up the stats or doing the things that Cade Cunningham is doing in this series.
Yeah, no, he's responsible for so much that even if you wanted to negate him for the turnovers or whatever, at down to whatever average turnover rate is, he would still be so far ahead of other people.
Cool. I gotta say that was 25, the best. That was the best I just seen Dennis do the whole entire playoffs. The way he went to the rim, it's exactly what you want to see from him. Go to the rim strong and get easy layups.
Like in the
let it go.
Defense,
let's go. Now they're letting the Pistons play. They're letting them play a little good pass. That's goaltend. Goaltend that mug. That was goaltend. He left it right over the rim.
And you know what, Kool-Aid? That when he is in the game, I need the Pistons to go after Goga.
Look at this. Yeah, he left it right over the rim.
That's over the. Yeah, it's over.
He left it right over the rim. That was a perfect. Finger roll. Yeah. That's what you do.
And that was a great pass. And
that's how you protect yourself from the chase down block. Yep. You have to finger roll that for kids out there. Finger roll it right at the rim.
Oh.
They're letting look. This is what I want to see right here.
Nice.
Oh, that's what I want to see, Stu. That's what I want to see. Dana's. All right, I wanted him to be a little bit more patient there. All right, he got the rebound back, though. He got in there.
Good job by Javonte Green.
Chill. All right. Reset. Karras needs to reset.
Nice scoop.
Javonte Green wide open 3. But they're still battling. You know what?
I can't.
They got a couple. They got a couple second chance opportunities.
That was a good look. He just didn't hit it.
27-24. Pistons are up. 30 seconds left. The 3-pointer for Franz. He misses it. But the Orlando Magic get a second chance opportunity. Stu blocks it. They get it right back, so they get another second chance opportunity. This is the stuff that the Pistons have to clean up. And for some reason,
3 in the key? No.
well, the
No
shot
way.
clock reset, and it shouldn't have. It didn't hit rim.
Kool-Aid, but this is the physicality that you want to see from the Detroit Pistons. This is Detroit basketball.
Yep.
This is how you're going to win this series.
Well, what I called out
It
on the
has
Brandon
to be
Edwards
this
show earlier,
physicality.
we were talking about which 2 role players you want to see have a game tonight. For me, Duncan Robinson was the second player I said. Why? Because he's largely playing the way he's been playing during the regular season. But who hasn't been? Who was supposed to be the magic potion for the playoffs last year?
Yeah.
If we just had this guy,
Just
Beef
had that
stew.
one
who was
guy.
our longest tenured Detroit Piston?
Beef stew.
Isaiah Stewart. He hasn't been Isaiah. We talking about physicality and all this. He's the one that's not 22. I know he doesn't have all the Black Thor's physical gifts. Shout out to Platty. I'm used to him saying "bored" like right after that. But you know, Jalen Duren's physical gifts. But he is the one that has set the tone, like in terms of physicality and what dogs are and all these, what Jalen Duren and Javonte and Paul Reed and Dana said that they're stepping into. Isaiah Stewart set that foundation. So we need to see this Isaiah Stewart tonight. He's owning the paint. And that was one of the things. Who's going to own the paint? I don't care that the Pistons are leading in points per game in the paint, rebounds, and blocks, because realistically, if I never saw the stats, I would tell you Orlando Magic are leading this series in terms of owning in the paint from a physicality standpoint.
Yeah. And that's exactly what you see out of Isaiah Stewart. He comes into the game, and immediately his presence is felt. He had 2 emphatic blocks that completely destroyed the Orlando Magic's offensive possession. And they were lucky enough to get that rebound.
Oh, yeah.
It could have, it almost looked like we got one hand on it. It would have been Pistons ball, but I mean, that's exactly what you want to see.
Yeah, and anybody hating on Cade, it's just honestly putting a microscope to him. That's just unfair at this point in
I
time.
think if you're hating on Cade, it's safe to say that you don't know ball.
We can want him to be perfect, and we will always hold him to that aspect of it. But in terms of what he's doing right now in these playoffs, I don't know if we've had another player that's been able to put up what he's been able to put up like that. And that's where, you know, you're talking about the 31 points on 46, 47%. We'd like to get that up a little higher. I would like to. But understanding that he's going to be taking a lot of high volume. And it's not just high volume. Because I see the discourse about his three-point percentages and such. When you look at the true shooting, it tells a little bit of a different story. There are spots and times where it could have been better. But when Cade is all your offense because your game plan and your backup game plan has literally sucked butt, then that's what winds up happening. The fact that he's not at like 22% from behind the arc and like 41% shooting on as many attempts as he has, I don't think people understand the type of effort and performance he's putting up, man.
Here.
Yeah, 12 seconds left, 27-24. And look, you want the turnovers to go down. The non-negotiables, the turnovers have to go down, and the free throws have to go up. The three-point percentage, I'm not killing Cade over
That's
that.
honestly my biggest thing with Cade is the free throws. Like I understand like the turnover thing, but you have to understand
Well,
that
you can't have
with
9. I could deal with 5, but not 9.
Yeah, you could just have your average.
Yeah.
Let's not go over that.
Let's go, Karras.
But when he every time he goes to the line and it's 1 for 2, like that's not gonna get it done.
You can't call a
they
foul on
can't
that.
call that.
You can't call a foul on that.
Oh, it's crazy.
Goga made the shot and everything, but that's not a foul.
Wow.
That's so inconsistent because we just saw
Yeah,
Stu
yeah.
have 2 physical blocks. No.
Yeah, that's a
kinda
weak foul.
Foster.
That's kind of weak.
And he went straight up.
Yeah.
But it didn't affect his shoot, like his shot. Like it.
I guess he had his hand on the back there,
But they do that every play. That's what I'm saying. It's like if we're gonna
Yeah.
call it, then call it.
Keep it even.
It is what it is. You know, it's 27 to 26. They missed it.
Ball don't lie.
You know Dennis is going to shoot. You
Oh,
know
it's a
he's
foul!
going to shoot. He got fouled.
There was no way they didn't call that. No.
There is a way.
No
you know why?
way.
Because he's in a
What?
Detroit jersey, my boy.
Oh
That's
my
why.
goodness.
There's a way. That's the way. It's called Detroit tax.
That's a clear foul if you've ever seen one. What?
Hey, but you know what? The Pistons take a lead in the first quarter,
They do.
27-26. The bench shows
After a
some urgency
horrible
after
start.
Cade basically battles the Magic's entire starting lineup by himself.
And it was a horrible start from the Pistons, but they turned it around.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's something that you do want to see them do is, I mean, obviously you don't want to see them get off to these bad starts. But if they are going to get off to a bad start, then they need to respond with how they responded. Like you respond with your physicality on the defensive, side of the court. Because what did we see happen, Kool-Aid? The defense turned into offense, and that's where the Pistons are at their best. We've been saying that all season long, that if the Pistons, when they struggle on offense in the half-court set, it's up to them for their defense to lead the way for their offense. Their defense is their second offense. Like, it's Cade and then it's the defense. That's what it is. They don't have a secondary scorer. It's Cade and then the defense.
Yep. I mean, when you look at the starters around him, shout out to Tobias Harris because this is what's held true this entire series. Cade, Cunningham, Tobias Harris, not much else as it relates to consistency amongst your starters. Even Asar Thompson had a good game though, and that's about it. There was a whole game where he didn't come in with 9 minutes. He only played 9 minutes in the second half of one of the games. So I'm looking for consistency out of these starters because when you look down the list here, Asar Thompson has 0 points tonight in 8 minutes. When you look down the list here, Duncan Robinson, 0 points tonight in 9 minutes. Yeah. And Jalen Duren, 4 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. So I'm not going to crush him too much. 3 offensive rebounds for Jalen Duren, actually.
It could be worse.
That's pretty nice. You get your team 3 second chance points. One of those was a putback dunk. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Wait. I'll tell you if I'm okay with it. Wendell Carter, 3 points, 1 rebound. I'm okay with it. He's leading is he leading the battle right now?
You had to see if he was winning the
Look,
battle.
Darren leads Wendell Carter, and look, we lead now at the end of one, 27-26. Before that, we were losing. Yeah. So it's like, look, Darren, the mojo is proven now, bro. You got to keep going out there, and I don't even care if you wind up with 12 points and 8 rebounds. Wendell Carter has to have 11 points and 7 rebounds. Yeah. That's just how it goes tonight.
What are you guys seeing from the game so far?
I mean, I like the defense. When they're getting big in the trees, like they're defending the rim pretty good. Asar showing, Isaiah, like, and we're shooting. We're making the most of our transitions.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, from Asar, it's interesting. I'm gonna let you go, Gordon.
Yeah, I got you.
Asar doesn't have to, like, if he ends the game with 0 points, but he impacted the game in other ways, like, that's completely fine. I mean, you're not, like, if you get a scoring burst from Asar, then you'll take that as, okay, that's great, but you're not going to count on Asar for the offense. He's going to get most of his offense through the transition, creating his own opportunities off of his steal. So that's what, kind of is going to lead the way for Asar to kind of, like, make his impact shown in this game. Gordon?
Yeah, go ahead, Gordon.
Oh, there's 2 stats that I'm looking at right now that really concerns me for these Pistons. I'm looking at least team stats, I should say.
Oh yeah, that's a big part of.
I'm looking at the fouls, the personal fouls, and I'm looking at the turnovers. This team already has secured 8 fouls. That's not something that you want to see. Cade Cunningham with 2. And the turnovers, you got to clean that up. 7 1/4 is not what you want to see out of these guys right now.
Not at all. We talked about that, and the fouls thing doesn't worry me too much because the Pistons are one of those teams that gets called for a decent amount of fouls, and Orlando Magic are one of the teams that gets a lot of fouls called for them. They spend a lot of time at the free throw line, so I expected that coming into the series.
Some of those ticky-tacky fouls, those are the ones you kind of hate to see.
Yeah.
But this is going to be a physical matchup.
Duncan
You're going to see those
something.
fouls.
Golly.
He's not good at running and shooting.
What the heck?
He needs to be coming off screens.
They're putting him in sometimes in these Beasley sets, and he's not Beasley.
Yep. By the way, shout out to Beasley for still sticking with the Pistons.
Man, at least they got Danis in there with a couple shooters. They got Tobias and Duncan out there.
Oh,
They're
Tobias.
running
Dunk with the
foul
3.
on Stu.
Nope.
Oh, wait. Tobias actually hit the 3. They finally get the Pistons a foul in their half-court set. But it deads the play after, when Tobias actually hits it.
Which in that corner, sometimes it looks horrible.
Yeah.
Wait, when he hit that one, maybe that'd get him going.
I thought it was about to be off. That boy looked like it was a...
Stu for 3!
I
Stu for
said
3.
this earlier. I said,
Come
put him
on.
in the game. He can even shoot a little bit if you need him to.
Yeah.
Golly.
When he gets that feet set, he could be dangerous.
And it's not like it's a secret. It's just these guys got to play.
Oh.
They've had opportunities, but they're not playing like themselves. And you know what I like there? Both your bigs in this situation are Isaiah Stewart and Tobias Harris.
Undersized.
Who got down in there to help them rebound? Karis LeVert, or else they would have given up another second chance opportunity.
Oh,
Goaltend.
He wasn't. I don't think he was over the rim. I don't think he was over the rim when he released that.
there's no way
I
that
don't
ball was
think that
coming
was over the rim.
down.
That wasn't like Karis's.
There was no way that ball was coming down.
Show the replay.
Oh,
They really didn't show the replay.
and
That's how you know.
that's how you know it's a conspiracy. You know, I'm just playing. But no, for real, I didn't think that ball was going down, and it definitely was not over the rim.
Let's go, Duncan.
Duncan
There
getting
you
to the
go.
rim though.
If he has Gogo on him, he needs to do that every
I
single
think
time.
anybody that has Goga on him should be doing that every single time because that has been the Orlando.
Let's go! Oh
my
my
God.
God!
No.
I think he just blew his freaking. We'll wait. Golly, his knee got
Wow,
smacked.
he's good. He's good.
Yeah,
he's good.
I was like,
No, he's
wait.
good. He's getting up. He's walking around.
He got smacked.
He's probably gonna have to come out.
You see him? He look
Yeah.
like he's on Lamar's right now.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Let's look at that.
it's
Oh.
right there. That's what I was
Oh,
worried about. You
shit.
saw it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a little bit.
That reminds me of the
when it
Anthony
came down-
Edwards.
Yeah, yeah.
That Anthony Edwards injury
Just not
is
as
terrible
bad.
too.
Not as bad.
Well, we'll see
If he's
how he's
hobbling,
moving.
yeah,
No, he's gonna have to come.
yeah, he's
out.
good. I think he's good.
Good defense, Stu. Karis again helping down on the rebound.
Kool-Aid, that is going to. I told you, like,
No Kobe
It's-
Chucks and all rebound.
that's bad. That's
then he,
bad. That's
then
bad.
he
That's
comes
bad.
down and has a turnover.
but no, for this Pistons team though, when you don't have Jalen Duren in the game, it is going
Pistons
to
ball.
take. It's going to take a team effort to secure rebounds. Like you don't have that size. You don't have the luxury of having that size. So it is going to be a team effort to get those rebounds.
We got to get out of the Spirit Airlines mentality of just being careless with the ball. That's what's killing us. That's why Cade's been getting a bad rap in this series.
Yeah, that turnover from Karras was absolutely careless, to say the least. And I know if Chris was here, he'd have something to say about that.
Shout out Careless Pervert. It's my favorite nickname. for him.
Those were good
These-
Dennis minutes.
These guys be acting like I don't have to go into a room and talk to these players face to face. I have to literally talk to these guys face to face. They hear this stuff.
My fault.
Just
my
so y'all
fault.
do know. They do. They saw. I know Dennis saw the one where we put out the graphic of him like after the contract, he had a little bit of a downtime. They see this stuff. So it's like
Shout
we got to
out
be
Trav.
on that same energy. If we're going to say it, we got to be on the energy to be able to represent it if they walk up on us. Because I ain't trying to say the stuff that I be hearing some crazy people say about Stu to Stu. I ain't trying to say that to him. Even if I feel it sometimes.
who says anything crazy about Stu?
There's some stuff.
Oh my goodness!
Javante almost got.
That was a SAR.
Sheesh.
Good. You know, Asar has had times in this series, Kool-Aid, where he is aggressively going after putbacks.
Oh yeah,
Like that.
he got pushed. Yeah, by whoever was underneath.
Kool-Aid, if he gets that thrown down, oh my goodness.
Dog.
Like that would have been trending right now.
Yeah,
That would have been trending.
yeah. But this is what you want to see out of them. Play above the rim. Look
Yeah.
like you have athleticism, like you have speed.
We've
and they
been
just,
asking, we've been begging for Asar
you
to
see
do
it in
that.
spurts. But yeah, like Asar, like, it's the same thing that I'm gonna say to Jalen Duren. We said this. You're the bigger one. You have the physicality.
Most
You
athletic.
can use it. Yeah, same thing to Asar
go
Thompson,
use it.
bro. Cade, 32-30, 9 minutes left in the second quarter. Sheesh, I think that's off Asar.
They gotta call that a foul, right?
Cade is one of them guys who they just not gonna give it to him like that. Like if you were the guy getting a shoe deal,
No, I thought it was a foul on Asar, to be honest with you, because he went after the ball and he kind of got hit in the arm, and that's what kind of like didn't allow him to catch that ball.
They've let Orlando do this all series, and that's why I said like the Pistons are gonna have to find a way to play through that. If they're gonna allow the Orlando Magic to pick up those types of fouls and get free throws out of it, but they're not gonna allow the Pistons, they're gonna have to do something because even last year, like we said, we saw there was a blatant foul that they just chose literally right there not to call.
Yeah.
So if you put the game in their hands to that degree, and I'm a proponent of refs can't control the game, but I do believe this Pistons team is good enough
to overcome
that. I really do. And Tobias is just getting fouled. Come on, dog. He's heated too.
He's hot. Yeah, he's hot.
Like, they should call these fouls earlier, but they're allowing them to do a lot of the arm slapping.
Yeah, and then it's almost like, he could have got hurt. Like, seriously.
He pushed him right there.
Like, that's a foul
and then that's a foul.
And then he grabs him.
And then he looks like, oh, come on. Like, no, bro, you fouled him 3 times. So, for you people at home, if you saw the drive from the beginning on the replay, did you see all of the arm slapping at the beginning of that drive? That's Orlando's defense. That's been our defense this entire series. Seriously. I don't like Orlando Magic fans.
They just
keep it a buck. Keep it a buck. Let's not be I'm not even gonna say the term. Just keep it a buck and let's keep it real. And Tobias Harris is at the free throw line. They give him a flagrant. They call it tech.
I didn't see.
That's a tech. If he's only shooting
They didn't show any flagrant on the screen or technical.
Did he make the layup? I'm tripping. I think
he did not.
He
didn't.
No.
He couldn't even.
Then who got a tag?
He couldn't even get.
Because it was only one.
I think it was Banchero. Or no,
Wait, he didn't get a
It wasn't
shooting
a shooting foul? What the
frick, dog?
So it had been a technical, and I'm just lost.
What happened here?
How is that not a shooting foul? Cade for
Cade.
3. Cade!
36-30. Let's go. And I see you see note. He says, we're supposed to sweep these bums being the number 1 seed, but can't underestimate your opponent. Now, Orlando Magic is not your traditional 8 seed. They're supposed to be a 4th seed, but Franz, one of their best players, did not play 50 games. Paolo missed 20. Then you got this conglomerate of like Suggs and Wendell Carter who missed like 10, 15 games as well. This is the first time all season that they've actually been healthy. Yeah. And so I'm just surprised that their offense has clicked as well as it has. But it's because Franz is such a good natural facilitator. Tobias, man. He's on one.
Let's go, Unk!
I mean, he's been on one the whole series, but this one is on a different level. We needed someone to go to a different level.
Yeah. You need that extra scoring punch coming from someone, and look at that. That's throwback to that's young Tobias Harris right there. That's not up no more.
Dog. Let's go, man.
Couple of good chats in here. One from Dirty Dr. D.
Hey, shout out one of the OGs.
Let me see. Hold on, let me find it.
Yeah, he's been supporting for like the whole 5
JB
years.
Taking Duren out for longer stew minutes is a great call right now. I think that's a pretty good observation. Then also Freddie Felt 313, the lead singer of System of a Down, plays for Orlando. Shout out to Serge Tankian.
And Just a Fan. Shout out to Just a Fan, man. One of my favorites. One of our brothers here at Woodward Sports. He says, now this is hustle, and the points come off the hustle. We said this all year. The Pistons were one of those teams who, it's not that they can just do this well. It's that if they're not turning defense into offense, they're not going to look like themselves. Yeah. And so it's good to see them be able to do this. Now, normally we're used to seeing this with one guy in particular. Ron Holland used to be the Kickstarter or the Jumpstart. That's why I put it up here.
Hey, that's my boy, man.
I hope he gets in the game tonight.
That's my boy, man. I was not pleased knowing that Ron Holland had 0 minutes in the game. Like I was just not happy with that.
Still DMP up to this point.
Kool-Aid, even if you play him for 5 minutes, those are 5 minutes where you are getting all hustle, all dog for sure. Like what the Pistons just showed, or what did the NBC just show at the end, cutting to the commercial? They showed all dog. Like the Pistons, they have to play at all dog level.
That's
like
it.
This is their brand of basketball.
Yeah, and sometimes
play those guys that give you that all dog, because that's what's going to help you get wins in this series.
And the thing is, this whole team is realistically all dogs.
Yeah,
it's just a matter of Orlando Magic hit you with a 2-piece in the biscuit. Yeah. And it took you kind of, it leveled you a little bit because you're not used to playing a team that has this much high-end talent as well as the defense and the physicality to boot with it. Have you played other teams that have the high-end talent? Yes, you have. but you've been able to out-physical them. You've been able to out-rebound them. You've been able to have fewer turnovers. But now you're playing up against a team who, realistically, they're just as underrated as the Pistons were as a number 1 seed. That just is what it is. Franz plays decent defense, and he has for a few years now. He's been a tough matchup for Cade Cunningham.
He's long. He's long and
Clip that.
slightly athletic.
Yeah.
And you know what? But for me, it's I know nobody could truly match up with Cade, especially when Cade is playing like he is playing tonight, because he is absolutely on one tonight. Him and Tobias both.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's just like you just want to see the intangibles come from this team, and that's what's going to separate you, and that's what has separated you throughout this whole regular season was everything that other teams weren't willing to do, you were willing to do. You were willing to get on the floor for all those loose balls. You were willing to, like Asar was willing to guard 90 feet every single time. Like that's what they were doing.
Well, let me ask you if you guys are worried about this one trend we see right now. When you look through the box score, this is one of the things I look for. I get it. You're not always going to shoot a good percentage, but are you making baskets? I had times where, especially in my church league, man, it was a tough league. We played in down in Ipsy. And we had some pro-am players, a lot of guys from Saginaw Valley and such played in this league too. And it was like, all right, bro, these dudes are strapping up tonight. We're missing everything, but I got to at least have 8 or 9
Where's
buckets
the call?
on the night.
They did. They called a foul.
When you look at this box score, you know what I see right away. No, you're good. You know what I see right away?
What's that?
There's only been 3 players to make more than 1 basket tonight. And that's Cade, Duren, and Tobias Harris. And Tobias is 2, and Jalen Duren is 2 of 3 on the night. Yeah. Nobody else has made more than at least than 1 bucket. And you're almost halfway through the second quarter. Somebody else is going to have to do something. I'm glad that we're getting a lot of little contributions from everybody. And if we can do that,
Cade to the
then
bucket.
let's keep that throughout, because that's the depth that we've seen throughout the season. 40-30, Pistons up 10, 7:08 left.
I would like to see Paul Reed on the floor more. They're not playing him, and I feel like when the ball is in his hands, the fluidity in which he, dribbles the ball, makes the buckets.
He can't figure out Stu, dog. I'm sorry,
that's
bro,
a different
David.
animal.
No, you're
Wendell Carter can't figure out Stu.
That's a different animal.
Look
man.
at him down there. You see him on the clear.
That's a different animal. That's not
Let's see
Jalen
this.
Duren. Stu is a
You
different
see
animal.
him? You see them? It's almost like Stu's job is just, I'm going to F with Wendell Carter Jr. right now.
Absolutely. 100%.
I think
You
that's
see
what
them?
his
Yeah,
job
they're
should
bumping
always
and
be.
grinding. I like this.
I think Beef Stew should always be that guy to block down.
Pass some Cade. That was a drop pass. I thought he was about to skip it out to the 3-point line.
By the way, for all of the chat that is watching the game and you see
No way you call a tripping foul on that.
What?
Stu is mad, too. Stu is mad at something. What is he? Oh, him and Wendell Carter going at it. I knew this was going to be it. Wendell Carter is not ready. He ain't ready for the physicality that Stu was bringing.
Tech, though, did they?
Wait, Wendell Carter, did they call double text?
What
What are they calling?
That's not, come
Hold
on.
on, where's Stu at?
What the hell? Oh, so he's on the ground, I think?
I don't know what they called, because weren't they walking back down to the Pistons side of the court? Did he push Stu into Paolo?
Oh, why would they go?
What happened? I mean, I'm glad Cade is shooting a technical free throw, but
So that means Isaiah Stewart did not get a technical call on him. I mean, right?
Yeah, they
Wendell
called
Carter
Wendell
tripped up and
Carter Jr. for the technical.
So did he walk up and push Stu afterward? He had to have.
he had to, because Stu is frustrating the heck out of
Yeah.
him. We called it few plays in a row. Stewart right now, look,
Technical
Cade
foul.
in terms of our star,
Wendell Carter.
Cade is our star right now. He's playing like it. Tobias, Uncle Tobias, but off the bench right now in terms of one of those role players, Stu. You're doing your thing right now.
That is the Stu you love to see right there.
This is the one that you want to see. We talked about he's the player that was supposed to be the difference maker. Don't let him hit that. Oh, Duren's back in now. Now Wendell Carter is feeling saucy. No.
Jalen Duren!
Are you serious?
Come on, man.
He didn't even jump on for
You just
rebound
came
attempt.
into the game. You're fresh.
But did you see the difference? What was Stu doing? On every
On the
shot
body.
attempt, he
It was
literally
the body.
hand in the chest and I'm pushing you out to the free throw line. You will have no chance at a rebound attempt. But on this one, Wendell Carter was just like, I'm just gonna tap it in over your head.
It's the.
Where is this? There he goes. Now he's putting the body on him. You see the difference this time around?
That's what you're
and who
supposed to
comes
do.
away with the rebound? Your
Pistons.
Pistons. Golly. Duren.
No, he got it. He got it.
Duren.
Dunk!
Bam!
Ah! You almost got it.
Tell me he didn't almost throw it away.
And
He
he
did,
was
but
still when he shot
listen,
that ball.
Kool-Aid, he
Yeah.
zipped it in there. He might be able to play quarterback for the Lions looking like that. I don't know.
There we go.
He
Turnover.
got it.
Oh, come on. We know what
Was that
time it
Javante
is. We know what time it
transition
is.
going down the
No,
court?
throw it out!
Yeah, Darren even said was throwing it up. Cade said that's on him. That's on him. 44-35. 5:39 left in the second quarter. Cade is smiling. He said, my bad, my bad. But you don't want to waste these types of possessions.
Listen, this-
you got to BTA them.
Yeah. And
These
Kool-Aid-
teams make runs.
And these last two possessions for the Pistons, well, not two possessions, but you see some of the issues that you don't want to see with Sar and with Jalen Duren. Jalen Duren on the defensive, end of the court,
All right,
put
let's
a
see this.
body on somebody. You got to put a body on Wendell Carter. Don't let him just jump right over top
Franz
of
is physical, dog.
you. Yeah, and then from Sar, like you got to finish. You have to be able to finish, especially with your athleticism. You need to finish above the rim. Stop letting people, with one little hand just
All right,
completely
whoa.
throw off your shot.
Franz is on Darren.
Oh, go after him.
Come on. Don't.
Who?
That's a foul.
Yep, they called it.
Finally, they called it.
Yep. And
I was about to say, if he shoots that, man, if he shot the
would
fade
have
away.
shot that bitty, I would.
Now, hey,
If
get
you
ready
don't put
because
your
the next
shoulder
couple
in
of
his
fouls.
chest.
The next couple of fouls here are definitely going Orlando's way.
Oh, they bet not because it was.
Probably for the rest of the.
They're gonna,
half.
they're gonna swing it. You know how it goes. It's going to. I wish they would show. Oh yes, one foul.
Made the free throw.
So what? The Pistons? Oh no, the Magic already in the bonus.
I think that's a setup weird, isn't it?
That's what we shall see.
Let me see here.
Freaking Boston, dog. With Jason Tatum.
Orlando
Listen,
has
I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't
8
gonna lie to you.
fouls to our 10. So
46-37.
It doesn't
Pistons
seem
are
that
up.
way.
5 minutes left in the second quarter.
I tell you what, Kool-Aid. Peyton Pritchard would be the second best scoring option on this Pistons.
Look, I always know.
Oh, my
Look,
goodness.
Tyler Herro is one of my.
Sar.
There's one of those fouls, Gordon.
what's up?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is one.
Yep.
He's like, y'all don't even get that foul to Jalen Brunson. I know, I guarded him last year. Goodness, that was kind of weak, but it is what it is.
Did you guys see that John Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr.
Yeah,
were on the
we seen them.
court side for this game?
Yeah, they're
You said future Pistons?
supporting their old Memphis teammate. When Memphis was supposed to be the second coming after kind of putting up that scare with.
Okay,
Let's go,
Step back
Cade.
three.
Let's
Oh.
go, Cade. Rims out.
I would like to see him get downhill on that one.
Look at Franz, man. He's playing physical. All right, Darren, I'm trying to see something. No!
That was just overplayed by Javante.
That was overplay. I don't know why this team how do they get so out of position? Like, awful.
Sometimes it only takes one player to do it. It's either they're late on a rotation, or they don't go to the correct guy on a rotation, or they do exactly what Javante Green just did there and just overplay.
You can't miss those. I know he
Yeah,
got
those are-
fouled. I know he
yeah.
felt like he got fouled, but you can't miss that. Sheesh.
And it leads to a miss. Thank God.
You know what? Wendell Carter, he met Stu in the second quarter, and it actually has helped the Pistons a lot,
Yep.
including that little
Because he
tech.
didn't like it. He didn't like it.
No, now let's see how it plays. No, Darren.
Oh,
what are you
Jalen
doing?
Duren,
Jalen
that's
Duren with a
bad.
careless
He better
turnover.
block that.
No, they
didn't. No, they didn't.
He said
No,
something
they
too.
didn't.
You see him look at him?
No, they did not
They
call
said
that.
challenge that.
No, they did not.
Check. Cade is walking back to the bench. He's not even going to the free throw line. He said challenge that. Look at him looking at Cade. He really want no. He's gonna get the free throws. He's gonna get free throws out of
He
this.
said,
Wait
"Get
a
that
minute.
out of here."
He's gonna get free throws.
Oh, it was on ball. Oh, that was on ball.
He got the bottom of the wrist.
No, he
He
got
hit
ball first. He got ball first.
He hit ball first.
He got ball
It's
first.
just I've seen these refs.
But you know what?
do some funny things.
Coach's challenge.
But we're gonna see.
But Kool-Aid,
He hit ball first.
I'll tell you what. If there's, like I said this before, if there's any person on this team that when he goes like this, you do it, it's Cade Cunningham. You don't even if you look at it for a second, you think he's right. You go ahead because he has that type of power. He has that type of aura.
He wasn't walking to no block. Yeah. Cade walked straight to the bench. Like you're either challenging this or calling a timeout. Yeah. Like one of these, we're gonna either talk about this right now, coach, or you are calling a challenge right now. My man walked off like I don't know what y'all heard, but I heard a challenge.
I came to play basketball today.
What a block, man! And honestly, these are the types of plays that we're used to. This feels like a normal Pistons game from the regular season. Over the last, let's say, 12 to 13 minutes of this game, it's felt like a normal Pistons game. And honestly, I don't mean the parts where Cade kept him in it by playing really, really good. And I'm talking about where we start to wake up like, whoa, what a block from Stu. Whoa, another one. Whoa, Karol Savard getting downhill, getting the rebounds. The guards are crashing. Things are happening for the Pistons. This is what it's supposed to be all the time. And realistically, is it a hard style of play? Yes. Is it stressful? Yes. But I'm sorry, this is how you win. But you played 82 regular season games like that.
Yeah. And that's how you're built.
Now.
That's how you're built. You don't like this Pistons team is built for that style of basketball. Like that's part of the reasons why we are, kind of like we need a secondary scorer. Part of the reason why they don't have one is because they are committed to this style of basketball. They are committed to having this because sometimes you can't get, a scorer like Cade Cunningham where he's, plays at an all-pro level on, the defensive, side of the court. So they are committed to defense. They are committed to the grit and grind of grinding out these games and being physical and out-toughening their opponents. Like, that's what they're committed to.
Hey, I got a live replay of Jeffe's reaction to that block by Cade.
That was a nasty one.
And we do
that picture of Toby makes me laugh, man. I love that.
Shout out to Uncle. He's for somebody who is usually looked at and viewed as subdued. We've seen him go absolutely crazy in some of these games, especially from a hype standpoint. I love the earlier game where him and Paolo were going at it. Yeah. I love that one. I think we had the watch party here covering that game, and Uncle was getting us fired up. But when you look at these stats here, you see some of the things that we want to see. It's looking good. Pistons are actually shooting 50% from the floor right now, 17 of 34. The Magic have taken 44 attempts from the floor, and they've gotten 11 free throw attempts. Now, to put that in perspective, the Pistons, only 34 attempts, so 10 less field goal attempts, and they've also gotten 4 less free throw attempts in this game, but yet they lead 46 to 39, and that's what I'm saying. They're going to have to do a little bit better at not shooting themselves in the foot because the Orlando Magic do have 7 steals. That's aided by 10 Pistons turnovers. Orlando Magic only have 2 turnovers.
And look at the points they got off from Kool-Aid.
Oh, yeah.
14 points off of Pistons turnovers. Like, if you take half of that off the board, like, this game is...
That's all ball.
The Pistons are up by 10 if you take half of that off the board.
So what did they call?
Did they end up calling that?
No, because there's no free throw.
It was overturned.
Yeah,
what was it, a jump ball then?
I guess.
Get up, play D.
It was out on us because he swatted it away.
Somebody get over on Desmond Bain. Somebody has to get out. Oh, my gosh.
That's the bad rotation we talk about.
Yeah, that one's off broken defense, so it won't be as harsh. But it's like you have only so many shooters on the court. And Desmond Bain is the one you can't leave open. 46 to 42, 305. So the Pistons, they win a couple good challenges. Good to see Cade Cunningham track that down and get that. Desmond Bain just straight up pushed Duncan Robinson, bro. Come on.
Yeah, that's not even close.
That's not even close. What are you even arguing for, bro? You just pushed him.
I hate that. I'm not going to lie. That's one of my biggest pet peeves in the NBA. I get, tensions are running high. But, when somebody commits a super clear foul.
You pushed him. I see you.
Yeah. When somebody, bro, I hate that. You guys ever feel like that? Like, somebody commits a super obvious foul, and then they're sitting there looking
arguing, what? What did I do?
I didn't do it.
I can't stand flopping either. Flopping is...
But as if you ever been in that situation before, you're not gonna tell on yourself. You're gonna. I'm not gonna tell on myself. You're gonna think you're right. You're gonna try to play it off.
Not blatant. If I 2-arm push you,
yeah,
I'm just gonna stand in business. I pushed you.
Yeah, it's
my foul, ref. My jersey number. You need to see it clear. Yeah. If I'm 2-hand pushing you, then that's the energy's gonna be. Why are you pushing me? And I'm like, what did I do? And then flopping the next play down. It's just get this out of my game. And the fact that you do it just because the refs allow it.
It was me.
What? So goodness.
Hey, and we got a super chat in here from Dirty Dr. D. Did Carter Jr. take a man's girl, soul, and series?
We don't know
Listen,
yet. It's not over
I don't
yet.
know about the first two, but that last one, I don't think so. I don't think that's gonna happen, man.
That's a good one. Shout out Dirty Dr. D, man. Somebody who supported for a long time. I remember the old Woodward Pistons streams as well when Kool-Aid was just running around, man, and running to some of these people at some of the arenas as well, some of the games and such. So it's been a cool journey to be here now with the Pistons as the number 1 seed in the playoffs. In a battle, though. Down 2-1 in the series to Orlando. But up 48-42 in this game. 2:41 left in the second quarter. Cade, another 3. He tries to get the second chance point. You know what? That's good. That's good defense.
Yeah.
They forced Franz into a tough shot on the fast break.
Shout out to our Sunday morning host, Matt Broder, for tapping in with us.
Hey, shout out my brother.
out.
Another turnover.
Yep,
48-44.
This is where you see, like, these are the things that
What is Cade smiling for? I wonder what he's smiling for.
these are the things that get this is the Pistons getting in their own way. Like, this is them shooting themselves in the foot.
11-3 is the turnover game right now. And Franz capitalizes. He is absolutely balling right now. Franz Wagner, 14 points for him on 6 of 11 shooting. To Cade's 16 points on 5 of 12 shooting.
Hey, shout out, we got Drew Petzig in the chat. Shout out to the Lions' new offensive coordinator tuning in to the best sports network in the area.
There you
Darren,
go. I would have rather liked to see you dunk that, but
Yeah,
hey, at least it's a bucket.
we'll take a win, but it's a win, Kool-Aid.
I'll take the bucket. I mean, look, Darren is almost at he's almost at 10 points.
We'll
all right,
take
he
the
has
win.
8 on 3 or 4 shooting.
No.
Goodness gracious, dog. These dudes.
It's the worst when you see that Paolo is initiating all the contact and they still call the foul out.
Yeah, that boy Cade tired.
But Kool-Aid, you have to get your break at halftime because we can't have you coming out this game.
Man, Cade is gonna have to. He's gonna be playing a lot of minutes tonight. This is effectively their do or die.
Yeah,
You can't lose this game.
I said that, Kool-Aid. Like, this game is not only important to the Pistons, but it is literally, like, this is how they survive. Like, if they lose this game, this series is over.
Don't say it.
No,
Don't
it
say
is.
it.
No, it is. I can't sugarcoat it. I mean, like, they got to go out here and handle business. I mean, how many times have we seen teams come back from 3-1?
It's 50-48, and the Magic are picking up full court on the Pistons right now.
And
Cleveland did in the
Cade
finals
is
all
out.
those years,
Cade is out.
ago.
So Dennis to close out this half. It's
Only
gonna be
if that was
interesting
a
because they have
shooter.
Asar Thompson out here too.
Only if that was a shooter.
I was gonna say I would rather that be
Toby working on the
Javante.
game.
If you're gonna get downhill.
I would have thrown that down to
Jesus,
Darren. I would have
man.
rather that been Javante out there. Sorry, why are we doing mid-range pull-ups with Asar Thompson right now?
Uncharacteristic.
They're about to lose
offense.
his lead now, and now Asar Thompson is all turned around on defense. This is crazy, bro. And they give up another second chance
and it's
point.
gonna be-
Desmond
They
Bain
make you pay.
takes the lead with 55 seconds left, 51-50.
Cool. This is what I talk about when I say, like, when Cade is not on the floor, this is where the Pistons look lost. Like, look how lost they were in that last possession. Like, the guy who initiated
Dennis,
all the offense was Asar.
Take the screen, bro. Like, I don't know if he just thinks he's going to just beat everybody to a point, but
What?
it doesn't work that way.
Oh,
Asar,
there we go, Asar.
putback dunk. Didn't give anybody opportunity to
Putback.
block him. 52,
By the way,
51,
he can
31
do that every
seconds left in
single
the second.
time. Did you see how high he was? Nobody's out jumping him.
And I see you, Jeff, reviews in the chat. Some of the worst officiating I've seen in my life. It's going to continue to be like this.
Yeah.
We saw some of the worst last year, and it cost the Pistons. And if they don't find a way to rise above this, it's going to cost them again, straight up.
Do people get tired of talking about the officiating? Because I feel like I really get tired of talking about how officiating is, swung the game.
I
this
sit
way or
on
that
two
way.
halves
Like,
of it because if I would live a life where they're going to hold me to perfection, especially they're going to hold me to perfection. If I do any one wrong little thing, so if you're being paid and you're in this privileged position and you're a ref, do your effing job.
You know,
and I
for
get fans, if I'm paying for it, yes, I'm going to complain. I get it. If me personally and you, not going to complain as much. I get it because it's not going to net us much. But we saw a lot of Lions. All they got was an apology letter from the league. All we got last year for people who spent, I don't know how much money on the first meaningful playoff games last year was an apology letter from the league that, yeah, Tim Hardaway did get fouled. That's the end of it, though. You would have a Game 7 in Madison Square where Cade has owned it. And so it's like, for me, I don't personally want to continue to harp on it because I don't think it's going to really net us anything.
Right.
But I've found myself tending not to take that from people if they're fans and they choose to say, yo, this is ruining the game, because if we don't, then what? We said for a long time certain things are rigged. Now the NBA is telling us things are rigged. They're pulling coaches and players out of the league. They're banning people. They're taking referees and putting them off to the side. And that's where I say, you know what? Let's in a era, it's 54-52 at halftime. Orlando leads the Pistons. So Pistons lead the first quarter. Orlando Magic take over in the second quarter. Really just down the stretch here.
Kool-Aid.
And to Gordon's point, though, I just want to say to his point, yeah, look, us talking about it, it's not going to change much. And that's why I get it. But to a lot of these other people, I almost, because I see him in the chat right now, I see Denver Braylon. He said it's not the effing refs. It's not. They're going to have to find a way to overcome it.
Yeah, they do have to find a way to overcome it. And when you look at what the Pistons did in this last, 3 minutes of that half, they completely shot themselves in the foot. That's what you don't want to see the Pistons do. They turn the ball over. They lose track of their man on defense and the bad rotations. And that's where you shoot yourself in the foot. And the game that you were leading, you are now losing.
Yeah. It's more the same stuff.
It can happen that quick.
But that's the thing. So when we talk about what percentage is Cade shooting from behind the arc, or when we're talking about his turnover numbers, I don't think people understand what's happening when he's on the court. If when he's on the court, he's leading the series in plus minus, that means that his effect is far more positive than anything that you think is negative. That just means if he had less turnovers, it would be even that much more positive. And guess what? There's nobody on the team coming close to the level of impact Cade Cunningham is having. So it's like, while I would like to be able to hold them to the standard level of perfection, I would love to be able to say, have no turnovers, hit all your shots, because you're Cade Cunningham. I didn't get that out of Kobe. I never got that out of LeBron. I didn't get that out of Jordan. I didn't get that out of any of the people who proved themselves to be great. And so what I am seeing out of Cade is what I saw out of stars that would blitz us up in the playoffs. They would come in and average 31, 8, and 5 on some playoff efficiency. That's what Cade's doing in this series against an Orlando Magic team that is one of the better defensive teams in the league, one of the better teams in the league at packing in the paint. In the past, if you're facing a team that's packing in the paint, Cade is going to give you some pedestrian numbers. We've seen this before. The fact that Cade's actually finding a way to 31 points on about 46, 47% shooting in the series, that's actually a good thing.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm hoping that when people see what just happened at the end of this, we said, Cade sat, what's going to happen? It looks terrible.
They look lost in half-court offense when Cade is not in the game. The Pistons look absolutely lost.
Yeah.
You can tell that they don't belong there. It's that simple. People say the Pistons were good without Cade Cunningham this season. That's in a very small sample size. If you take Cade off this team is not a playoff team. It's just not. And you can see it by what they're doing right now in the playoffs. When Cade's not in, they look lost.
Yeah, they would be. It's so crazy because during the regular season, we've seen Duren be something different. So it's like, if I'm judging it just off regular season, you would like to think maybe they can compete in the play-in, but based off the playoffs, no. Everything we've seen so far in these playoffs, there hasn't been much help here, and we've read it off. Who would have called on their bingo card Tobias Harris being the number 2 in this series?
Exactly.
Tobias, not Jalen Duren, not Asar Thompson, not hot star Danis Jenkins.
Especially after the jump that you've seen Jalen Duren take this year.
Look, y'all heard me, man. I was saying, is he a Tyler Hero all-star or is he a real all-star? Is he a Cade Cunningham type? Is he going to be there perennially? Is he a game changer? And during the regular season, what did we see? Even when Cade wasn't there, we saw him be a game changer. Even against Rudy Gobert. He went out there and he was playing against other physical centers who people say are dominant defensively. That's why I don't understand what is going on here. That's where sometimes when they tell you, there's a lot of things that are like 50% psychological, or at least make up a large percentage of it. There's a lot of things you do in your personal times, things you might do with your significant other. Sports is one of those things as well. Yeah. Definitely one of those things. And from a psychological standpoint, I have tried so hard, El Jeffe, to reject every notion. I won't say her name right now, but to reject every notion that could be any aspect of a factor. But I can't explain this.
It might be the only thing I can think of.
I can't explain this, dog. He just put Gobert in a box, in a body bag. What the frick is a Wendell Carter Jr.? And I get it. He is not a scrub. He is a player who, if we're going to be honest here, I've said in the past, I would like to see that type of player in a Pistons jersey. But he is not Jalen Duren. One of those guys was at the All-Star weekend. One of those guys averaging 20 and 10.
Kool-Aid, we've seen Jalen Duren play efficient and play the same way he was the whole season going against Wemby. That was your defensive player of the year. He's 7'4". Like, there should be no reason why Jalen Duren cannot get the same numbers against Wendell Carter. Besides the fact that Kool-Aid, I know the chat has said it, and sometimes Duren, he looks like he's just being a little bit lazy on the court.
And I've tried to...
When you're not putting a body on Wendell Carter, like, that's where it's like, that was a lazy play.
I've tried to reject the notion of using certain words and phrases because I want to be fair and respectful to the fact that his body of work this season, the jump he took, and wanting to give people the opportunity to figure it out. But it's like you're about to walk into the money, the responsibility. You're walking into with those. There isn't anything. If you didn't get it done, you didn't get it done. And that's something Cade had figured out before the money hit. When they were bad, he was like, we're bad. We're not good, and we can't say we're good. We got to go to work. This starts with me. That's the type of stuff we heard from Cade before he got to this point. So he got an opportunity, honestly, to get there, to get ready, to understand there's no excuse. You just must be better.
Yeah.
What did Cade do when they weren't giving him fouls? He got stronger. So whether you give me fouls or not, I'm still scoring. So you're all going to have to start giving me fouls to actually slow me down.
Yep.
Like, that's the reality. And that's what you're going to have to see from Jalen Duren, because there's not any part of me that believes that the Detroit Pistons now are going to are going to not give Duren his money.
Yeah.
But I know this. You don't want to find yourself in a position to where people are comparing you for the eons to one Andre Drummond who also got the money. Duren is a far more talented player. I see you over there, Gordon. He's a far more talented player. He's proven it. Talented. But I just think he's in his own head right now. I mean, I felt like the Pistons, for the most part, played a good half of basketball until that end. And I would so much rather be talking about that. But we're sitting here talking about, again, the fact that, look, Jalen Duren is sitting there with 8 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, right? So it's not bad. It's not bad.
It's not bad.
3 offensive rebounds.
But it's certain plays that he allows that it can change the way the game goes. Like, one play can change the game. So I need you giving 100% effort when you're on the court, especially when you have Isaiah Stewart, you have Paul Reed. So if you're tired, don't worry. We'll get you the rest that you need. But when you're on the court, I want to see effort 100%.
Well, Brandon Robinson, $4.99 super chat. Brandon, great name by the way. He says first play after Stu went out, Carter scored off of a board because Darren didn't put a body on him. 100%. And this is stuff we're talking about.
That was the lazy play that we kind of.
We all were like, you can't make this up. We were like, okay, maybe the activity, the physicality, and the action, the example that we see Stu setting, maybe that's something he will see. Now, right after that play, what do we see from Duren the next 2 plays? Really trying to make sure he was physical with Wendell Carter Jr. And he was for the most part, but I noticed something. Stu knows how when he puts that big mitt on you, you're not moving. Whereas, I see Wendell Carter, he's able to kind of do and try to get over. And it's a little bit different when he's doing that against Duren versus Stu. And that's why he got a technical against Stu.
You could tell,
but with Duren, he's just getting buckets and rebounds.
And it's a difference, and now you can see the difference between Duren and Stu. Is Stu is who he is.
Stu is eating iron. He eats it.
Stu does not care who you are. He does not care what is going on. When he steps foot on that court, he's going to be the same player every single time. Like, he is not going to change the way he plays because it's Wendell Carter Jr. Like, no, he's going to put his forearm right into your chest and make you feel his presence the whole game.
And look, for the most part, I have appreciated certain aspects of how Duren has played, but you can't have those laps. This one's a lot better. He's winning the matchup right now with Wendell Carter, but you can't allow Wendell Carter to go. We talked about what they're doing. They're going to drive to the rack against you, Duren. They don't care if they make it. They don't. They know that if you're not there, who else do they have that's going to rebound the ball? Yeah. And what did we see the first play out? Someone drove to the basket. Duren's head turned to the left, put his hand up as if it was just going to be his, and Wendell Carter was like, oh, no box out? Okay. Blue. And that's the thing. Duren has to stay engaged. Your job, rebounding isn't necessarily you going and just thinking, oh, I got the ball. Rebounding, what I was taught, and I don't know if you guys are taught this too, rebounding is you put you box your player out. The ball will fall in the middle of all you guys.
Well, I mean, you could say it more elegantly. You know, you put a body on somebody.
Well,
I was trying to avoid
what
the
you're
clip.
supposed to do.
I was trying to put it with my tell him.
You're supposed to put your
put your
butt
tell him
on the thigh.
Tell him what
and
coaches
literally
tell him.
move him out of that area so that you can then go forward and get the ball. That's the way a box out and
my coach is like, man, you skinny, but I know you got some ham hocks back there.
And it might sound a little crazy.
You can do this.
But that is what you're supposed to do. That is what you're taught from a very young age. If you've played basketball, and especially if you've played basketball where, you've in an organizational way, so, AAUs and school ball, if you've had a good coach, he would have told you that.
And you know what
he would have told you, put your butt on his thigh and literally move him completely out of the way.
You know what I think?
You hoop?
Yes. And back in my day.
Can we catch you? Can we catch you at the runs?
No.
Yeah, he's like, I ain't
no
running no more.
No.
He grabbed his knees too. I feel that.
Those days are long gone.
Come on, Jeffe. You don't got you got one game left in the tank.
Hey, shout out. I was gonna say shout out our dog Platty. He says Stu should close over Duren tonight and find B-ball Paul minutes. Hi, Platty. You're all of us right now.
I've said it the last two live streams that we've done.
Shout out our dog.
Get B-ball Paul involved in the damn game. I've been clamoring for it. Yeah, these two know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Listen.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, this has been one of those weird series where everyone realistically has been like on the same wave. Like offense, I've talked to people at the arena, talking to y'all talking to each other, y'all talking to other people. Everyone is pretty much saying the same stuff, which is pretty ironic for Detroit sports because usually it's all of us at each other's heads trying to figure out a solution. Yeah. But this is one in which everyone's like, bro, we literally invested this whole year, and we know Paul Reed is somewhat of a difference maker. We know what he does on the court. We would love to be able to see him in a series like this that shades towards the physical type of player that he is. Yeah. And not just physical. Platty said earlier, this game is a grind.
Yep.
That's the aspect of it.
I was gonna bring that up, guys. I seen him in the chat.
Yeah.
Shout out to Chris. He's in the chat with and yeah, it is a grind, and we would love. I think it would be a benefit to the Pistons and JB even if it was for 5 minutes a game, finding a little bit of the Paul Reed and the Ron Holland minutes. That's Ron Holland we have not seen yet either. But
the Ron Holland one is so tough, man.
When I tell you this series that feeds into exactly what Ron Holland is for. When you go on a slump like you did in the first quarter, right, Kool-Aid, where they couldn't do anything right.
Yeah.
Defensively, they were lapsing. They weren't getting a body. They weren't being physical. And then you had the turnovers on the other side of that. Ron is going to come out there, and he's going to give you that physicality from the start. Because that is what he is to this team. Until Ron, it develops into the player that we know that he can be. For right now, he is the clear energy guy on this team. Like, he is going to provide you that energy when this team needs it the most. So even if it's for 2 minutes, get him on the court, let him wreak some havoc, and then go sit him right back on the bench.
Yeah, and I see that there's some Orlando Magic fans here in the chat. It is halftime. Magic lead 54-52. But this can also be true, too. Shout out Blimpy. He says the Detroit Shock have more championships than the Orlando Magic. Shout out to the Detroit Shock. I know WNBA is making its return back to Detroit, and you know what? They're going to be able to have an opportunity to add to those championships that they have greater than Orlando Magic. And naturally, we know the Pistons have more championships as well. A top 6 franchise in the NBA as it relates to both wins and championships. I wonder how many people know that. But that's the Detroit Pistons. And they went on a 15-year hiatus, bro. Obviously, they made a couple kind of no-hope playoff series where they got swept. But this team, this organization, in the annals of history of basketball, they're still one of the best ones out there, man. And so it's always funny when you get some of these upstarts or new, like, it was just the Trae Young fans a few years ago, like, Detroit.
Man,
and it's
hate
just like,
Trae
where y'all
Young.
at now? And I get Orlando's doing good now, but we all knew Orlando was going to do good when they cut loose. There's Charlotte Hornets fans. We got LaMelo Ball, Brandon Ball. And then, where are y'all at now? Y'all, like, these teams have only regressed. And so it's just interesting, man. It's interesting to see the Detroit Pistons now.
I gotta answer
coming back.
Chris's call here. You know, he says I'm wrong. He says, you know, the Magic's wings are bigger than Ron Holland. Just about everyone's bigger than Ron Holland. Like, it's been that way the whole season. Like, he's not the biggest guy in the room, but you see what Stu does on the defensive side of the court where he had those 2 blocks. That's what Ron Holland gives you when he gets one of those steals, and then he gets into the face.
Somebody's saying at the door. I don't know who showed up. Is that Mac?
Yeah, it is D-Mac.
I think that's D-Mac.
Can you let D-Mac in?
Yeah.
Hey, let's rock, man.
But I see you, Chris. But I'm saying, like, if Ron Holland gets into the game, gets a steal, and then he's standing in Desmond Bane's face, like, yeah, and what? Like, that changes things.
Look, when we talk about some of the grit and the grind and all that type of stuff, that's something that Ron Holland brings, and it's not something you can really game plan for. You don't game plan for it. It's something that just kind of is.
Yeah.
And that's where it's like it's either going to be there or it's not going to be there, and that's where I'm like, you know what? You almost have to have Ron Holland sometimes get a few minutes just to see what will happen. The issue is, though, what up, D-Mac? Let's bring that mojo.
What is good?
We need that. We need that. We need that.
What's going on?
Got D-Mac, the legend, in the building.
What's going on, everybody?
54-52, second half just started as D-Mac walked into the building.
That's it.
Let's see.
Oh,
Desmond Bain with the high Glasser, man.
that was way up there.
It was actually good defense overall, but once the defense got broken, that's what the Pistons are having a hard time doing, is being able to get back under control after their defense breaks at least once. Let's see what Cade does here out of the break. Got the rest, at least the last couple minutes of the half. And in that time, Orlando Magic took over a 4-point lead and turned into a 2-point lead their way.
Exactly what I'm talking
Woo!
All right.
And silky smooth, just like always. Cade answers the call.
56-54, 11-18 left in the third quarter. Let's see what the Pistons are going to do with their defense. So they get Paolo Banchero on Duren. You know what? I take those jump shots all the time.
Oh, double.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness. Oh, thank God they didn't call that Kool-Aid because he did it twice.
Whoa.
He doubled twice.
Even the hockey guy knows what a double dribble is.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, but at least those NBA refs have the same eyesight as the NFL or the NBA refs
These dudes.
and the NHL refs.
Let's see what Apollo's going to do. I would give him another jump shot. And you know what, Matt? We saw Beef Stew enter the game, and he put a level of physicality on Wendell Carter Jr. we haven't seen Darren do yet. And as soon as Beef Stew sat down, Wendell Carter gets a tip in right over Darren, bro. So I'm hoping this half is a different level of physicality from Jalen Duren. He's got to be more of an enforcer.
So, but aren't
Come
we
on,
at
Mom.
the point right now, because where we're at in this series, that JB Bickerstaff's just got to go with the guys that are going? And yes, you're totally correct about the what do you want to say, ineptitude of Jalen Duren right now. We don't got time to wait for him to get it right. We got to go with the guys that we got to go with. So hopefully, trying to get Duren going, but when Beef Stew comes in, he can still assert that. But as long as the game stays close and the little things that you guys are talking about, like this, like boxing out,
Good job. Yeah.
playing hard defense, this is men's time right now. Oh.
That's a three. Oh,
They just
rimmed out.
cannot.
Asar Thompson with another offensive rebound.
Kool-Aid, they've had 3 corner threes in a row, and they just cannot find a way to get them to fall.
Bro,
Whether it was from Unk or it was Cade, they just couldn't get it down.
That's
Like this could have been a 9-point swing.
offense looks difficult for the Pistons to run sometimes.
Kool-Aid, let me ask you, because you watch this team the most all year and being down there.
What up, though, brother?
Isn't there a vibe to when they shoot well and they don't shoot well, or they're pressing or whatever like that? Because that, like, to me, early. The first game's is sort of an anomaly. It was sort of to the way the Pistons play. Ugh.
Man,
Like,
3-point shooters can't get it
to me, it's just like they somebody's got to start them, kickstart them, whatever. And usually it's Cade, and right now, he's doing his best, but that's not happening, and it's hurting him with turnovers. But there's, like, as we watch defense, guys going up hard to the rims that
Let's go.
Yeah, there it is.
Let's go. Tie game. 56-all. 9:03 left in the third.
That's your bread and butter, your D.
And D-back,
Defense to offense.
that's
Yeah.
the answer.
But then if you start hitting it, right, that's what separates the men's from the boys.
Yep.
Right, with the Bostons and everything else, the teams that are elite and win championships get hot at the right time, like hit shots at the right time, right?
Yep.
So
I like that call.
I like on the bench, though, they're letting them know. You saw Paul Reed say, he said it was a swipe down.
Yeah.
I would like to see Paul Reed get some minutes. That's probably the most airtime we're going to see for Paul Reed tonight. Hopefully the Pistons go up like 15 points in the fourth so he can get some minutes maybe in the end. But I don't know. This is one of those ones, Mac, where you're talking about you want to see the guys perform that's been getting after it in the series. I would like to see a little bit of B-ball Paul. I would. I don't know why in a series that's been physical as this one, as grinded out as this one, that you can't find more minutes for a guy like B-ball Paul. And I get Ron Holland. You're a little worried about his offensive development. I can get that a little bit more. I can understand it. But with B-ball Paul, he's shown to be a pretty efficient on both sides of the court.
yeah, especially when Duren is struggling.
Especially when he's struggling. 58, 56.
Come on, Duncan. Okay, they
Duncan
got to stop
buy a
the
bucket.
threes. They have to stop the threes. Like they just have to attack the basket because there's obviously a
They
lead
gotta
on the
get
basket
downhill.
from three right now.
Why is Duncan keep winding up on
Yeah,
Paolo?
Thing
bro?
is, they're getting clean looks,
That's a bad
right? They're
matchup.
not knocking down clean looks.
come on.
Okay, what did I tell y'all they did? Who has the ball in his hands right now?
Yep.
It was Wendell Carter. If they didn't call foul, Wendell Carter is going up with it. What did I tell you guys?
That was Paolo.
No, watch what happens off the miss. Watch what happens off the miss. Where's Duren?
Oh, yeah.
Who gets the ball?
Yeah, nobody.
That's what I'm saying. They do that to Duren so much, and I don't know why he even is going all the way over there.
Yeah.
And what winds up happening? That's why Wendell Carter winds up cleaning up so many putbacks and things of that nature. It's not like they're giving them ISOs and just letting them go and dog Duren. He's getting it all off of plays like that where Duren, and I've said this too, Asar is another culprit. They get absorbed way too deep into the paint, and then they leave their responsibility. Asar is not going to be able to box out Wendell Carter Jr. And so Duren's going to have to play a little bit more stout. And you have to know, if it's Paolo versus Duncan, that's just barbecue chicken for Paolo. That just is what it is.
And shout out, we got Braylon Edwards in the chat checking in on the fellas.
Hey, shout out to my brother Braylon
up,
Edwards,
bro?
man. Bray, they need you in the arena. When he's in the arena, they win. When
I'm
Mac
not
is in
gonna
the
lie, we
arena,
might
they
need
win.
him on the court. Can he box out, get rebounds?
They need an enforcer. I'm sitting over here looking at Mac, right? Like, yo, can we get
hey,
you in a uniform tonight?
Can you suit up?
You got our own issues on the ice. I can't even help with. How am I going to help in the hardcore? I mean,
He's like, I'm already about to be out there on the
mean-
ice. They need an enforcer with the Red Wings. JB hasn't been as demonstrative either, man, as I've become accustomed to. Shout out to Duncan Robinson right now on the screen. Yeah. What? Can't just say what I'm told to Duncan? Tom Gores looks miserable.
I want Duncan to hit a couple of threes.
Come
man.
on, man.
Tom
We like
Gores
happy
feeling
Tom
it where
Gores.
everybody
Tom
else
Gores
Tom
is
Gores
there.
might be mad because his deal to buy the Padres didn't go through.
Sheesh. Dog, get Tom Gores a dub, man. I think he actually deserves a playoff series win.
I do too.
He's been a good owner. He's been a really good owner.
He's giving you
The
everything you
last
asked for.
10, 15 years, he's turned it around a lot. Hasn't done everything perfect, but I ain't got no problem with the owner that will cut the check. And
He's cutting the check. When he's wrong, he's cutting the check.
All right, you see this right here, Duren. No.
I like it. I like it.
Oh no.
You lose your footing at the end.
It's the problem is that's the pet move that they know is coming.
And
so
I would love
Wendell
to
Carter
see. I
knows
would love
to
to
just
see him
wait
catch
for
it a little bit. You know, if
Look,
it's at the high block.
This is
or-
where it is. That's the issue right there. Is when he's doing his spin, he's
Yeah.
giving himself up completely, and they know that. If he just did a half spin and kept his dribble, then just do a power back. See if you can get a lean in hook. He has gotten much better with his hook shots. He's not even giving himself an opportunity. And then Wendell Carter Jr. comes right back after getting a block.
They came out flat again.
63-56.
You need a
7-20.
change. You need a change. It's time to put Stu in. It's time.
This is so insane that you see Jalen Duren being a direct correlation to what's going on in this game right now on both sides.
Yep.
That's the crazy part to me. He's been your all-star, a real bona fide. Even if Cade's not there, I got this thing. His usage rate at 23.5%, and he's finishing on high efficiency. Even when the pick and roll game wasn't there, that was real during the regular season. Whatever is going on right now is insane. Because I can tell you this. I've seen Stu, Matt, for as much as Stu plays, we saw him get pushed around a couple times this year. But it's interesting. He doesn't get pushed around in this series. You know what I'm saying? He goes out there and instantly Wendell Carter Jr. does not look the same. I know that Duren hasn't just lost all his strength out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And that's where it's just like, what is going on up top, man? What is going on? Because this is a game, I see them in our group chat right now to the point that's like, you got to just kind of go with Stu right now.
Yeah. I mean that's. I mean it's. I mean, this
No
is,
lies detected.
Yeah. This game is it. Like you need this game. You can't drop this game.
And I don't even like talking about the players. They all know me, dog. Y'all know me. So it's just like to actually talk about this way in the middle of the game. Let's just be real. We got to call it like it is.
It's a problem.
It's more than a problem right now. Duren, listen, man. Trajan Langdon made the decision at the trade deadline that they had enough. Because we all believed you got your number 2. When you looked at what the stats and the numbers said, you believed you had something there. And if to me, it would be even more disappointing if the series ended and the Pistons moved on, and then all of a sudden Duren was back to normal in the next series. It would be very interesting and weird to me. Like mentally, I need you locked all the way in.
You knew what it was.
Is it
Then you knew what it
come
was,
down
Kool-Aid.
to matchups? Does it come up to the style of game and different
Maybe
things
it comes to the
But Mac is
court matchups.
whatever? Like
Mac is right on that. Like Daniels Jenkins, this
the
is a bad
size,
matchup for him. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Duren,
getting
yeah.
dominated, because when it comes down to playoffs, and this is what you know, and take you inside the locker room a little bit, is that when we're preparing as players, we have an opponent on the other team that is our job to outplay, or you sort of key in on. For me, being a winger, it would be a defenseman, right? That I want to make it hard to play every time. So right now, as you're saying, is Carter is just outplaying, and the system that Orlando runs is a tough matchup. You guys have said that all along when you said who do you want to play, but sometimes it's matchups too. And the frustration is because what you're not seeing now. To correlate it to, it's about effort, right? And when I hear you guys saying is like it not doing enough or not being smart enough, that could be experience. So right now he's getting OG'd a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? You know, in the playoff time, I mean, it's a different beast. That's when the men start playing. So it's also, too, a bit of a learning experience. And I guess you'd be the perfect guy to ask, it's intestinal fortitude, right? Because if it doesn't go well, but are you going to keep competing and are you going to try to get better and know where your deficiencies is? Because for most of the year, as Duren stepped up, it looked, is it fair to say, easy? Now it's not easy. Was it like the way he started his dominance and his climb, it was more of an easier activity, right? You know what I'm saying? It was easy for him. Now it's where it's hard. Because now it's playoffs and it's a different beast. The guy's got to step up, but
I underestimated the playoff whistle. Like I thought they could play physically.
Oh, dude.
But the lack of playoff whistle, like the way they call the game, Jalen Duren does not look ready for it.
absolutely, you got to be able to adjust, and usually it adjusts the other way, right? Because watching this playoffs, I mean, there's way more whistles than usually you're used to. But it's about adjustments, and it's about, that's why, the things behind the scenes that go into it, the mentality and stuff is is also another level. I mean, because it just looks like who looks like the more mature team.
All right. That was better.
That was better,
Like
though.
just, like,
it was
you
better though,
give them
Kool-Aid. At
a
least he
nod,
put his.
wouldn't you?
At least he put his shoulder right into his chest.
That he has to
But
do.
so
That I can
he's
appreciate.
competing, right?
Yep.
So
Right. He's
that's the
still
one
competing.
thing. I mean, and sometimes, man, you just get beat. But it's can you adjust and are you keep competing and try not to make the same mistakes?
Yo,
and,
they did
and,
not call foul on Devontae, did they? I know they
They
did not
called
just
a
call
foul on
that foul on
somebody.
Devontae.
dude, did we just get 4 or 5 in a row?
What in the world?
I
What
think
did he
Orlando
do?
should be back in the bonus.
What did he do?
already. They called it on the screen. They said that Devontae basically wiped out Wendell Carter's screen. It looked like Wendell just kind of flopped. They won't even show the replay. Like every time it's like question, I'm like, show the replay, bro.
I ain't say that with the $2 super chat. 13-3 turnover favoring Orlando. You can't win with that.
Nope.
And you can't. And that was one of the keys to victory for me. Was limit the turnovers.
Orlando's doing what we need to do. They're taking care of the ball. They're rebounding. Orlando is doing everything that we should be doing. Going to the free throw line, making your free throws, securing the ball, taking care of the ball when in transition. Cade had to see an error in mindset. He's just not, like you said, Kool-Aid, not playing playoff basketball, so.
Yeah. I mean,
There we go,
No.
Darren.
finally we see something.
And they give him a foul
that shows
before
a little
the.
athletic and straight to him. Now,
But
Kool-Aid, some
you
people
notice
in
what
the-
was different about that? It didn't come necessarily off the pick and roll. That came off of a drop pass. Oh, just sit on the couch, Damon.
Yeah, just sit on the couch.
Yeah. It came off a drop pass, just a clean entry from Cade to Duren.
Yeah.
I would like to see more of that. If Duren has the positioning and he's asking for it, I believe in this game, if we know you need Duren to get going, you're going to have to try some of these opportunities. But look at this. Orlando wants to make everything difficult for the
they're
Pistons.
physical.
Even just inbound passes, they are playing all out. All
There you
out.
go.
Devontae. Somebody must have said something to him on the bench,
And
too, 'cause he
Kool-Aid-
turned around and let him know. 61-65.
I've seen it.
Pistons are down.
In the chat. I've seen some people say it, and my dad in the chat said he's getting out coached.
Who,
And
JB?
I can see it from
All
the
right, let's go,
perspective
Darren.
of
He's waking up. He's waking up.
when you don't see Jalen Duren awake, and when you don't see certain players doing what you need to do, the reluctance to kind of switch it up, even when it might not be the time for it. Like Jalen Duren obviously wasn't into in the beginning of the third quarter, so you could have seen a switch, but we haven't seen Isaiah Stewart out there.
Too easy.
I think that's because for this Pistons team to be what they have to be, you need Duren.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. And this is the thing. If you're going to close with Stu, then it's your last opportunity to see what you can get from Duren. And if he continues to go out, it looks like he's responding a little bit after the block and the alley-oop that Wendell Carter got on back-to-back plays. It looks like Duren is starting to respond a little bit, but you just hope it's not one of those situations where it's a little bit, too late. It's 67-61, 5:40 left in the third quarter. We know this team has a bunch of runs in them, but this is an Orlando team that has literally, they have not turned the motor off in any one of these games. Like, even when the Pistons are going on their runs, it's not as if the Orlando Magic are just playing horrible basketball. It's just that the Pistons are gone to a mode where Cade has made 2 or 3 threes or 2 or 3 shots in a row. Duncan Robinson's hitting one. Duren or somebody hit. That's what winds up happening. It gets downhill quickly for them. But we saw in a game in which I thought the Pistons were breaking them in game 3. What did we see? Orlando answered right back with a 9-0 run and took the lead.
Yep.
Never gave it back. 63-67. Pistons are down 4 with 5:30 left in the third quarter. Stoked to have the main man Mac in the building, champion. Whew, 4-time champion.
Trying to bring
actually.
some good juju.
That's right.
We needed somebody to bring it.
Dang, Aaron Gordon's ruled out for game 5 tonight.
Oof.
Game time decision ruled out.
Aaron Gordon.
Let's
There you
go. Jalen Duren.
Kool-Aid. I just wanted to see him go up and
Cade is force feeding.
I wanted to
these
see him
things to
dunk
Duren.
that though. Like I wanted to see him dunk. And you get.
Let's go. Let's go. They
They
got him
caught
on
a
the foul.
foul. Did he get all ball?
I want to see the replay. Show the replay.
Oh, you gotta show the replay.
They
No, not
still
this
not gonna
replay.
show
We
the
already
replay.
seen this one. We already seen this one. This one was clear. Show us the other one.
Show the block.
There we go.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, he got hand first. What? I'll take that foul if it was a hard foul.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that.
Make him earn it from the line at least.
I appreciate that. Especially the ones who make them complain after.
And it was a good foul because he.
Yeah, and I see the efforts there. I don't, like you said, sleeping. He's not sleeping. You know, and you're right. That's why you're not
He's
seeing
waking up.
You're not seeing Isaiah Stewart because your franchise is Cade Cunningham and Jalen Duren. And if you're going to go down, you're going down with your guys. It's like Zetterberg and Datsuk back in the day.
Now he might have to come. I would expect Isaiah Stewart to come in here in a moment because
Right. Because he's got 3. You're right. But
especially it
Yo,
just
who
if
is
he's
he
giving
pointing at
max,
telling to
if
settle
he's
down?
giving max effort, then he's gonna need a break here soon.
Oh, no.
That's bad.
That's a bad turnover.
And that's just because
That's a
look
bad
at how
turnover. That's
physical-
careless.
look
That's
how
one of the
physical
careless
they were
ones
being.
Cade can't have. You can't have that there.
And look how physical they were being with Karras, and they couldn't get the ball past half court.
Wendell Carter was telling somebody settle down. Big confidence right now.
Good defense.
Nope. That was just good defense. I was like, do not call no foul on that. Karras, slow it up. Slow
That's
it
a
down.
foul.
That's a foul, dog. What are you guys
No
doing?
way you didn't call that. He didn't get an arm?
Anthony Black is allowed to do so much. He's play some crazy defense, dog. And you know what? Some of these players have confidence in this series that much more because, like Anthony Black came up with Cade Cunningham and such. He in that camp. There's a couple players that are
That's
like
a foul.
that. So it's like it don't even matter what their proficiency is during the season. When you're in a situation where you're comfortable with players that you know, sometimes you play just that much better. And Anthony Black has looked like a guy who's, no matter what he's put up, he's looked confident. And I know this, he's been scrappy as hell.
Yeah.
That's a player I would
I mean,
not
you
mind
got-
to see in a Pistons jersey.
And
Matchups.
he has the
Yeah.
physical tools to be a matchup nightmare for these Pistons.
Good defense.
Oh.
Good defense on Tobias.
Oh,
Another
What the
turnover.
hell is that?
Dog. Cade.
On a
Just-
3-on-2.
Just go
just
all
go.
the way.
Go yourself.
Oh.
It's time to be selfish.
A couple. See, he had the.
I understand it, and it's
No.
Just go.
Anthony
go.
Black was effectively looking where to go. You just have to go.
Yeah.
Cade knows it.
Airlines mentality I was talking about.
8 turnovers tonight. We don't need that, Cade. 3-4 of those have been just bad.
Yeah, and that's the ones that we need him to not have.
2 of them came from Franz Wagner effectively smacking his arm, and they just didn't call it.
You can already see
But
it,
the
though,
other
Kool-Aid.
6 are all on him.
Look at what Isaiah Stewart was doing right there. Like, just being physical with Goga, even at the top of the key.
Yep, and Javonte Green just showed you what you have to be able to do. Did you see how Javonte Green forced Paolo Banchero to have to give the ball up? That's the thing. And play honest, nobody helped. I was about to say, I bet you Jalen Duren wasn't in the game, and he's not in the game because Isaiah Stewart doesn't help off necessarily to go and defend from his player. He's going to make sure I'm boxing out.
Go ahead, Cade.
Oh, what did they call?
Foul on something? They did. I swear, every time I see a Goga switch on Cade, I want Cade to go directly to the basket.
Personal foul on Kane there.
That was a bad closeout by Duncan too.
Personal foul on who?
Jamal Kane.
Kane.
I thought you said on Cade.
No, Kane.
No.
Cain.
This offense looks difficult. Do you see how
They
difficult
haven't.
the offense
Cade
is?
hasn't touched the ball.
Look how difficult it is for them to play offense, bro.
Okay, Karras. Oh my god.
I don't need the Kobe chucks. Goodness gracious. Cade didn't touch the rock.
He didn't, and you see what happened. They look dysfunctional.
I don't understand those play sets because we see that almost at least 2 or 3 times a game. That's just good D. Don't call the foul. Good
Yes.
job. Good job. That was a good defense. That was good D.
Good
They've
job,
been playing
Scott
this
Foster.
game that way, Paolo Banchero.
Good job.
They've been playing the game this way.
Good job, Scott.
This is how they've been
Foster.
calling it. Did they get a ball back to Orlando?
No, I don't think so.
No, Orlando timeout.
He's on challenge it. Let's see if they challenge it.
we see a replay?
Yeah. One thing I wanted to mention, I've been actually pretty impressed with Orlando's ability to collapse in on the paint. You know, they keep a guy low. They've been especially able to interrupt, you know, a lot of these offensive sets that you would see between Cade and Duren. You know, they know that Cade Cunningham is going to be that dude, but if you can shut down Jalen Duren, you know, I think they kind of unlock the key to disrupting our offense, and that is getting to Jalen Duren. They make his life absolutely miserable in the painted area. They contest on the glass. Wendell Carter Jr. has, you know, kind of been that kryptonite to Jalen Duren this series, and
Has he? Yeah.
I think what needs to happen is this Pistons team, they need to space the floor out a little bit. We need to see more from like a Duncan Robinson. I'd like to see some more 3-pointers from Cade. You know, we need to get a little bit more, you know, free-flowing offense, get the ball, you know, passed around a little bit more. But I think it all starts with spacing the floor out and not forcing everything down low. I know that's what the Pistons have liked to do for the majority of the season, but if they're going to have to adapt, you know, it's adapt or die. And if they don't want to die, they got to adapt. And shooting threes is a way that they can.
But you know,
you spitting, bro.
But if they don't have the players that can shoot those threes, like that's where it gets tough. Like you have to do what you're good at. Like I don't want to see, you know, Javonte Green chucking, you know, threes or you know,
no need.
I don't want to see Cade chucking threes either. Like even though I know Cade can shoot threes and make threes,
I don't mind seeing him chucking threes. If anybody's gonna chuck them up there, Cade, do it, because I got the most faith in him.
I will say this.
that's where his efficiency drops, and I
I
want to
don't
see
care
him
about
get more.
efficiency. I care about a win.
If you want to see him win, you want to see Cade in the mid range, and you want to see him getting downhill, and making the Orlando Magic efficiently, like just foul him because they know they can't guard him without fouling.
And what I want to see Cade do more, and I've said this before, I thought this was a year for him to look for his shot more. What I mean by that is not to go out there and be a ball hog, but be a person who, like on that pass to Karis LeVert there, that was one in which Cade probably should have just went all the way to the rack. Yeah. But when he sometimes is looking to facilitate and to get other people involved, that's sometimes where I notice a careless mistake or two will start to pop up for him. Just go out there. It's okay. Your team is not going to think bad of you if you go out there and take literally 5 or 6 or 7 shots in a row during some of the most critical spots in the game. Not when they need you to shoot threes, because people make a thing about Cade Cunningham's three-point percentage. How many of those threes are coming when he's having to take shots when the team is down? There was one of those games where we saw him have to take, I think, 2 or 3 threes, like in the last 2 minutes of the game, and they were all stressed threes. It wasn't like it was in the flow of the offense, and you can get just a good look for Cade Cunningham. You know, and so, I don't know, man. That at least that factors in for me a little bit. But you're going to have to get some help for Cade in this game because the aspect of the turnovers that you see is because I believe sometimes it's a little bit of indecisiveness. Trying to get in there and get players going, even the way the passes are coming off of his fingertips, it just looks like, bro, you didn't even throw like, that wasn't even like a hard chest pass that got intercepted. That was just kind of whimsical.
Yep, you lofted it.
And that's why I'm like, sometimes I want you to come off the pick with the intention to, I'm dotting your eye because I'm the best player on the court. He's still looking to get his guys involved and averaging 31 points a game. They're going to be fine, Cade.
And real quick,
like right now,
I would have went downhill.
Go.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Did
they give it to him? Did they continue it?
I'm telling you, that's all you need.
And honestly, I thought he waited just a second too late.
Yeah, he did. He did because Franz was completely backpedaling.
I told y'all, Stu is different.
Yeah.
When he sets a screen,
There's
nobody else on the team that clears out a player like he does, like straight up.
Hey, I want to give a quick shout out to my guy, Too Much Mates. That's my boy Jeremy out in California.
Hey, shout out.
That's my guy, man. If you guys want to support him, check out Michigang on Instagram. They make some great merch, and it's for a good cause. So, raising awareness for anybody that has passed away from a drug overdose and those who still struggle with it. So, shout out, man. Check him out, Michigang on Instagram, and check out my guy Jeremy at Too Much Mates.
Hey, shout out, man. Shout out. You see Stu in there battling?
That's
and the Pistons draw the foul.
And that's sometimes you don't see that from Jalen Duren. You don't see Jalen Duren doing that.
I really like his mentality in this game. He's been a huge difference for us. He's kept us in it. I wish everybody else was playing the same way. Him and Cade are really carrying this team, and Harris. So
But it's the players that should be. We want to see Jalen Duren take that leap a lot faster than a lot of us thought was possible. But Cade Cunningham being your actual bona fide superstar, Tobias Harris being your unk and the guy with probably some of the most playoff experience on his team. These are the guys you want to see. Cade, Tobias, and then your longest senior Piston, who just missed a free throw, Isaiah Stewart. This is where I want to see these guys setting the tone, setting the standard, and being the example for the rest of these guys, because I have seen a little bit better out of Duren since we've seen Stu be able to have, I think, some of his most productive playoff minutes in a Pistons uniform.
Yeah.
Period.
And that was the first Pistons free throw miss of the game. So.
Wow. So at least they've come through on that one. But the turnovers, man.
But I would love to see them get to the line more, because if they go downhill, good things happen.
Yeah, hey, IAG in the chat, take it easy, bro. Our TV isn't at where yours is at, obviously, so you ain't got to spoil it for everybody in the chat. Take it easy, bro. I can take care of the scoreboard.
73-69, dog. On it. Goodness gracious.
Go. See, he let the help catch it back up instead of going hard to the basket.
Wow, they called that a travel? That's what I'm saying. If you're going to let them play physical, you can't call the travel off the physicality like Desmond Bain is pushing. And I don't mind if you don't call the foul, but if you call the travel, then it's just like, what are we doing here? And I just hate that they don't show the replays for some reason on NBC after these controversial plays. Have you noticed that?
Because they don't want you to see it. They don't want you to see it.
Desmond Bain, let's see what he's about to do. He's looking for his now. Stu with another really good shot.
Oh, it's a foul.
Cade is pissed right now. That's a foul.
No? Are you?
Wow.
And you call a foul on that?
Yeah, Cade's hot. Stu and Desmond Bain just had to be separated.
And this is where we see like the refs kind of get in the way of the game. Is things like this. If you're going to call it on one side, I need you to keep it 100, keep it a buck, and call it on the other side, because there was 3 fouls in that last Pistons possession that weren't called, and you called one down here for Desmond Bain right away.
Yeah, this was crazy,
keep it a buck,
man. And I mean, but that's what I said. This is what the Pistons know that they're going to deal with. That's why I say, like, if you're going to play in this game, if you're going to show up and put your jersey on, you already know what you're going to face. What we heard from J.B. Bickerstaff his entire time here. He's talked about what the referees have done or not done for his team. It's ridiculous. It's this, it's that. There was one night he even balled up the piece of paper and threw it at the microphone on his way out last season. I was in that press conference. And so, at some point in time, you got to – what did they tell their team this year? Well, we ain't going to be – the refs ain't going to this, that, and the other. I will look out for my players, but they're going to know to go out there and just play the game and leave it up to that.
Yep.
And what we've seen, though, is kind of the opposite of that. Like, you got to have your guys ready to go no matter what the situation is. If you have the talent, if you say you own things from a physicality standpoint, keep that energy.
Yeah.
Good defense, Karras. That went off his knee. I thought that went off maybe it did. Karras should be arguing more. 69-75, 39.9 seconds left in the third quarter. Just a little bit left until the final frame here, brother. How you feeling? If you had to call it right now, how you feeling?
I'm not feeling good.
Not feeling good? I can see it all on your face.
I don't like the offense that they're trying to run right now. I don't like it. I would love to see Cade get the ball and attack downhill. No, he can't sit. Cade is not going.
He is.
Cade is effectively not going to sit for the rest of the game. He should not, because this team is just going to look lost without him.
They're gonna give him like 2 or 3 minutes.
Those might be the worst 2 or 3 minutes of my life.
Oh, they're letting these guys play super physical with the ball handlers.
Yep. But go right at him.
Wait, he got no call? Sheesh. All right. That's a tough one. Superstar. That's wild, bro. That's wild. Like, I saw LeBron James get those. I guess Cade got to get there. Good box out. Good box out. Oh, he still gets the rebound. Cade might need that rest, bro. He's gonna need about
might need
4 minutes. See the two-hand push there? So you saw the two-hand push through the lane.
We see it.
That's the
We
type
see
of
it,
stuff
but
that
they're
they're
not gonna call it,
allowing
man.
all game, bro. And that's the component of it that I'm like, for Cade and his development, is the NBA telling him, you just have to get stronger. We're going to let people do this to you? Because we're seeing it
How
in
much stronger
4K.
can you get?
But the problem is this. This is how it's always been.
And he goes to the bench.
So it's like, yeah, there's 0.1 seconds left, though.
But that means he's not going to start the
If
fourth
Wendell
quarter
Carter
off.
Jr. finds some way to tip something in, like, it's not
They
even
did
enough
put
time
Jalen
for
Duren
catch
back
and
in.
shooting. Yeah, they're trying to avoid them from getting a little alley-oop at the rim. What up, though, brother?
And guys, we got a super chat in here from I Ain't Say That with $5 asking if D-Mac is there. Can you ask him what is the better team thinking? Are they scrambling? What emotions could they feel? Love you, D-Mac. Love you, Spenny.
Scram.
So if D-Mac is there...
no, I got it.
So,
there we go. Oop, sorry. Get my hair braided, so I got to pull
You
it
look
out.
great, D-Mac.
Scramble, you say?
Yeah, like what's going through the other team's head right now as, you know, they're on top and what's the emotions of being in a game like this where you're about to put that other team away, you know, and you're the team, like you put yourself in Orlando's shoes.
Oh, in Orlando's shoes?
Yeah.
All their coaches is telling them, just keep doing what you're doing. They haven't changed anything, like Kool-Aid said, in the whole series. But they compete and they play hard and they play physical, and they're one of the most physical teams in the league, and that's what the matchup is. It's all about matchups. So they're just going to keep operating. And we saw how in game 2 we adjusted to that, and the adjustment is we're hitting shots, but they're not going to stop doing this. So it's time for, players to make plays. This is it gets back to sort of like that street ball mentality, but you can see that they've got Detroit having to make all the adjustments and everything like that. So what Orlando's just thinking is the same thing that they've done all season, is just slow and steady and keep the pressure on.
And can you kind of give us what Detroit is kind of going through right now?
And on the adverse side, right? And Jeff mentioned something earlier about being out-coached, and it's adjustments, but it's guys putting in cuts in spots. The one thing that we all don't like is the turnovers by Cade on bad turnovers. Like, you have to take care of the ball. It's like if you're in golf, it's just, you can make a bogey, but don't make that, stupid swing. Don't compound errors, right? And this game, it's about small little runs. We're not seeing the big 10-point, 12-point, 16-point runs, but we're seeing 6, 8-point runs, right? Mm-hmm. So it's just the adjustments that have to be made. But on Detroit's part, and you're seeing it, right? Is like, we got to go down with the guys that brought us here. And the one thing that I see is they're competing, like as far as the Pistons, but which JB's got to like, and the coaching staff. But it's one of those things is they work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
Right. So they just got to figure out a way to see this game. This game, last game, and game number 1 or whatever, they never looked comfortable. Game number 2, they found their comfort zone. That's why I was asking Kool-Aid earlier, what's it look like when you see them start to get in their rhythm or in their zone, right? Like, to me, as the casual sort of basketball fan, but straight up, is watching Duncan Robinson a little earlier in the third quarter there. He missed a couple shots in a row. Like, he usually, when he hits those, it sort of gets different guys going. We saw that with Cade too. So, they're preaching that they're close enough, right? Yep. That's the good thing, right? So in the huddle right now is JB's telling them, look, if you're not happy with what we've done so far in the turnovers or whatever, you're 6 points in the game, and you know this, so just keep playing. Now it's time to dig down, and this is what it's winning championships and playoffs. It's not supposed to be easy. right?
This
There's
is
adversity in it, right? But because it makes you better. So I mean,
glad
this
you
is the
said that.
adversity that they're, and when we're talking about maturity, well, this is a way to grow up real quick. So no one said it was going to be easy.
Yeah, you know what's funny about that
you
is that
mother-
the easiest series for the Detroit Pistons on the way to a championship in 04 was probably the actual championship series.
Yeah.
Everything in the Eastern Conference Finals was a knockdown, drag-out fight, it felt like. Every single game. And we had to rely on rookie Tayshaun Prince from out of nowhere. You know, and we didn't know. Every single game we were hanging on by the thread for a couple years. Every single game was like as a kid, as a teen, it felt like I had acid reflux and heartburn then, bro. Every game was like that. And so this one to me is no different than some of those other series. It's just it is different. I guess it's not different.
Yeah, there you go,
We've seen
Stu.
a top-seeded, a high-seeded Detroit Pistons team struggle in the first round with an Orlando Magic team.
And we did get a super chat in there from Showtime Tate 313, $2 super chat. Get Duncan Robinson off my team right now. I'm done.
Yeah,
I need Duncan Robinson to show up in this fourth quarter because this Pistons team, they had 6 3-pointers made at the halftime. They have not made a 3 since. He is your best 3-point shooter. I need him to show up and do what he does best.
Yep. And the other thing, even though they're allowing the Magic to play a certain level of physicality defense-wise on Cade and some of the others, did they call the travel? Thank you. The Pistons haven't helped themselves. And we've said this. If the Pistons don't go out there and just start throwing the ball to everybody, including the people in the stands, the Pistons are winning this game right now. And that's where, you know, again, I give a point to, shout out to Melanie Harris. I see her there on the court side. Pistons president of business operations. But this is where I tip the cap to Gordon. It just is what it is. If this team is handling business as it relates to turnovers and just boxing out, we're not talking about the rest at all.
No, because this game would be out of reach.
Yep.
I mean, you literally look at the Pistons turnovers. You take half that away. This is a 10-point game.
You look at the points conceded off. Yeah, it's just like this team is not helping themselves. Like if you want to have a claim to be able to say you've been robbed, then you can't rob yourself. Don't waste your money and then be mad that somebody took your last 5 cents. You had the whole dollar bill, and that's where with the Detroit Pistons, you're giving away all the cookies, and you're mad that somebody took your last crumbs. That's the component of it that I can't get over. And the offensive set just looked like that. It was just stagnant, clear out for Danish Jenkins. I don't understand that offense.
It's a clear mismatch, but you just took the worst shot that you
Not
could have
him.
took.
It's not for him. If it's somebody else who's in that starting lineup or who has some experience, maybe. But for Danish Jenkins, who has been absolutely struggling this series, I'm sorry, bro. Back out, call another pick and roll with somebody else to get them to match up.
He's just not a good shooter.
It's not that he's not a good shooter.
He was decent during the regular
It's-
season.
Like, we have to understand, like, this Orlando Magic team, like, they are not a small team at all. Like, their guards
Good
are
defense, Duncan.
You know, most of their guards are at least 6'5" and up.
Like Duncan can go. He had the matchup against Goga and didn't take it. Let's go,
Unc. Come on.
73-75, 10-15 left in the fourth quarter. Tobias Harris gets a free throw, a chance to
Kool-Aid.
cut this thing to 1.
Valuable minutes while Cade is not on the floor.
I told you he was going to get that rest. He was going
And
to
if
need
they're
it.
going to keep this thing close while he's resting, then I can be okay with him resting.
Hey, did we get to that super chat from Dirty Dr. D?
I
no.
got you. 499. He said we relied on the whole team all season. We are trying to win this series with 5 starters that haven't played good all series. And honestly, it's because they tried to open it up, but in the playoffs, you generally will shorten that
You shorten that rotation because you got to get your starters and your biggest support cast to Cade. You got to get them the most minutes.
Yeah. A little less wild card, which they were able to rely on during the regular season, a little bit more on what you have. And this is where with Dennis, I understand why he threw the ball up because he was going to get the foul call. Yeah. But there's a couple times we've seen him do that, and the refs actually didn't call the foul.
Yeah.
And it looks terrible. So it's like, for me, I wish his mindset, whereas we're telling Cade, so the way Danis plays, coming off the pick, and it's like, oh, this is mine. That's sometimes how I wish Cade would just play. because he actually has the skill set, the size, the talent. We see it, but as it relates to freaking the way Dennis plays, bro, pull up off of that pick and roll and look to see if the screener or somebody has rolled and flashed open. But he doesn't give the plays sometimes any time to develop. I think that's one of his biggest problems.
Lansing JP in the chat, you're saying Levert's just putting cardio in. Meanwhile, he's got the best plus
exactly
minus.
What you want.
Let's go, Tobias.
Oh, he just didn't.
Let's go
with the putback. What are they? What?
What happened? They called foul?
No. There was no way that was offensive basket.
Yeah, they were going to call that on Isaiah Stewart.
Is it a foul?
Personal foul.
What? Show the replay. NBC, Peacock, show the replay.
That's weak. They're not going to show it.
That's only his second of the game.
That's weak. That's weak. That's
it's just
weak.
that was a bucket.
And you
that
have
was
people in the chat talking
about,
about, crying about fouls. It's like, bro, can you be real? Can you look in the mirror and say what's what? Can you tell the truth? If it's a foul, it's a foul. If
keep
it's
it a
not, it's
buck.
not. That type of stuff gets on my nerves, bro.
like that. But they
And
call
one
that.
Paolo. And one Paolo.
But they call that. See, that's the
That's what
problem.
I said.
Though.
They got to be ready for it.
If you're not going to call it on one side, then don't call it on the other. Keep it a
that's-
buck.
and
that's
that's
not
why-
what they're doing. They're giving the Orlando Magic calls that they're not giving the Pistons.
And if Tobias is going to make that foul, bro, you
Yeah.
got to make sure it is not an and one.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. Like, I'm going to continue to repeat it. The Pistons are going to have to be a team that finds a way to rise above it. That's what they're, especially here in this fourth quarter. It's going to have to be your stars and your guys saying, you know what? This is the moment where team basketball need not apply.
Yeah.
There's certain moments in the game
When Cade gets back in, I don't even want to see him pass. I
Yeah, it
don't want
just
him to
needs to be the Cade Cunningham
take
show,
over.
honestly, at this
Take
point in
over.
time. And wherever it lays with the fouls or not fouls, it goes. Stu called for another foul, dog. Dog, Orlando was racking it up. Sheesh.
Show the replay. I mean,
Yeah,
Let
this
us
is very
see.
this is
Let
very
us
bad.
see what is going
There we
on.
go, finally.
No, that's a flop. That was a flop. That was a flop.
so
That was a flop. JB is saying it. He's saying it's a flop. That's supposed to be a penalty. That was a flop.
you're not
bro.
going to give that to him.
That was a straight up flop. Come on.
You let him be
dog.
physical.
That's what I'm talking about.
You let him be physical to a point, and you know when someone flops like that,
They're going to, hey, look, man, that's how
and when
Orlando
that-
plays
And when
the
they do
game.
that on the other side, I want to see
Look,
the same.
that's
call.
what Orlando is. That's what they are. They're the one thing. Dang, and they put Duren back in just for Paolo to go dribble drive on him and miss the jumper. I'll take that play every single time.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, sorry if you. Wait, did someone just throw a shoe?
Damn it.
Who threw the shoe?
He lost his shoe.
He threw it though. That's supposed to be a penalty.
Did he?
Yeah.
Just show the replay.
He
Need the
lost his
replay.
shoe
Let's
right
look.
here, it looked like. And then it looked like he just picked his shoe up or somebody picked it up and threw it. Because it wound up on the sideline. Whatever.
Those are ugly, man. Those are horrid.
That's why you don't want to lose to a person in some
It
ugly
must be.
shoes.
It must be the peas. It must be the peas.
Oh, man. Oh, these flops are crazy.
Sar did knock down the first free throw. And he hit the second free throw as well.
They said the last 3 quarters, Orlando Magic have actually gotten to the bonus before they had even a foul. That's insane.
Yeah.
They got to the bonus. Basically, they said the Pistons fouled 4 or 5 times.
Oh,
Ooh.
that was just bad.
Jalen Duren just got dunked on bad, and that's.
It's also bad on Cade for letting him get started and letting him get going.
I'm sorry, and the way this series is going, Duren, grab him out of the air, literally hold him and just put him down softly and go take your 2 free throws. You can't let that happen. In a series like this,
I've done that before.
you can't let that happen. You got piked on by somebody shorter than you. You just can't. I'm gonna be straight up serious. You can't, and of course they're gonna show this replay. You can't. I'm sorry.
Man, he could have drew a charge in that play.
Dad. If you're going to get dunked on and posted,
No,
then
no.
draw the charge.
Yeah,
That was filthy.
I don't even want him drawing the charge. I want him to literally, like, old school.
I wanted him
Detroit
to
Pistons,
actually
get
make
him. Okay, you want to go up fly? Bet you're going down.
I want him
And
to
when
actually
you go
make
down,
a
you
chance
better-
to actually
you
try
better-
to block it.
better-
Asar talking
Better
crazy
hope,
to him
better
right
hope
now,
you
too.
false off.
Asar doing that sneak talking.
You hear a lot of talk.
Yeah.
You hear a lot of talking when you're close to the court, like guys talking and stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy,
Is it
bro.
some good stuff? There's got to be some good
They be
stuff.
saying some wild stuff,
Some wild
bro.
stuff, like some sinister stuff that like they know, some ninja behind the scenes stuff.
Absolutely wild stuff, bro.
That's the best part. I love to see him mic'd up.
Everybody is like, dog, this is crazy. Dog, people are they're looking at that dunk and they're just like, sheesh.
Chat, everyone's saying R.I.P. Duren. You got this
God
hurt
damn.
snag.
Dang, Damus.
Those are little
You
things.
know, that's the
Turnovers and
chat.
free throws.
If you guys in the chat think that Microwave Nick is bad, shout out, that's my guy. I'm going to stick up for him every day of the week. You guys in the chat are brutal, man. Relax. Everybody needs to relax.
5-point game. Usually clutch moments is the last 5 minutes of the game if you're within 5 points or less. Not
Yep.
quite clutch
Call
moment
the foul.
yet. You got a couple minutes before that, but I'm seeing everybody in the chat talking about it's over. Y'all gotta chill. It's not over yet.
Take receipts.
We need to start screenshotting all of this stuff.
Take receipts.
About the screenshot. We got some of these this over crowd.
Mr. Rule.
I see Lansing JP said, let's go. We need you guys to relax. Chat, we got this. Chat, let's get the good mojo going. We got D-Mac to actually show up. The fellas are
they
still
missed another
doing their
free throw.
thing. We just missed another. Imagine if they would have hit their last 2 free throws. This is just, what, a 3-point game right now. Goodness. They missed their last 3. It'll be a 2-point game right now. Headed to a 1-point game if Tobias could hit this one. $82.78 Pistons.
Saw
are
that
down
altitude
4.
in
I was
Orlando.
about to say, Kool-Aid, you almost jinxed that one. Almost.
Don't call a foul on that.
What?
You've been letting them do that to Cade all game. Right off the inbound. They've been letting Orlando be physical right off the inbound.
Wait, no Cade? They went with Karras to come in
No,
for
no, I
Dennis?
think Cade's in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were playing together. They were playing together. Although
Wait, they must have snuck him in on that last play. I totally missed it. You see Franz there.
I know.
Franz is going to sit until about the last 5 minutes.
I know defensively Kool-Aid, but yeah, you probably would. I would love to see Duncan and come back into the game just because what he can give you.
You got to grab the second.
Offensively.
You got to grab the rebounds. Thank you, Darren. Franz will come in the last 5 minutes of this game. The Pistons have to be ready defensively. I mean, they got to get the lead first, but. Cade getting manhandled out there, boy. They're not giving you nothing easy. Tobias back
Come
to
on,
basket play. Let's rock.
Come on, Unc.
Let's rock. Tobias Harris game. I think that's what this one is. Hey, shout out to Blow Me 6969 with the $4.99 super chat. Jalen Duren is actually garbage. He says this team has no heart. Cade is a turnover factory.
Hey.
This is why we said to trade for another piece for more offense. Hey, I'm going to just be for real with y'all. Go look at the top 10 players in the NBA for turnovers. I think you'll see a whole lot of superstars, and Cade's actually not number 1. Just so you guys understand and notice. I always know when the turnover thing comes up, when the people who think, oh, this person got too many turnovers, what are y'all talking about? Have y'all watched some of your, I know some of your favorite players. I know what their numbers were. I think sometimes we got to go back to the drawing board when we talk this turnover business.
It's like strikeouts in baseball. All the top players have a lot of strikeouts. They're like power hitters.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not even like a cover-up. Like, do I want Riley Green to have less strikeouts? Yes, just as much as I want Cade Cunningham to have less turnovers. You know what I mean? Of course, we want him to be more like 4 a game. But when you look at the situation, we've called it before, it'd be different if his turnovers were leading to negative plus-minus stats.
Right.
But Cade Cunningham has the best plus-minus in the series, and every time he sits down, what are we seeing? The teams start to plummet. So either his turnovers are as big of an issue as you guys say, which the stats don't prove that right now, or the metrics don't prove that right now, or they're exactly as I'm telling you guys. Look, we would like them to be lower, but I promise you, if you remove Cade from this game, your Pistons are getting blown the frick out right now.
Yep.
Just they can
wouldn't be in
barely
the game.
manufacture offense.
They wouldn't be in the
without
game.
him in the game.
They might have like 30 points max without Cade.
He's great on offense. Like he's been making plays. It's just it seems like every time he goes down the court, not every time, but in critical moments, he's turning the ball over, and it might not turn. You might not see it on metrics, because maybe they're not turning into the points, but it's just you're the most important player on the court. You have to take care of the ball.
And Freddie fell 3-1-3.
thing
Like
is,
kid
though,
and play
it's-
here going.
It's a way to it though. If you know you have a squad where you got knockdown shooters, the defense can't pile up on you. But if you know that, well, we don't respect their shooters, because this is the other notion to it. When it comes down to potential assists, Cade is one of the top players in the league at potential assists.
Yeah.
He has led this thing or been in the top 5 his entire career. What that tells you is the turnovers might be less to do with his facilitation and IQ and more to do with the makeup of the team. And that's where it's like he's going to have to be better. There's some careless ones you got to cut out.
Yeah.
And I agree 100% with that. But all 8 or 9 of the turnovers you're seeing, those aren't all on Cade Cunningham. Do you want him to be as good as you can be? But yeah, and that's why I say, what is it that you want in totality with a player like Cade? I wish we could wave the magic wand and all of his turnovers go away. But I've never seen one NBA
If that's
player
his
where
Achilles
it's been
heel, then we'll take it.
That's
Because
what I'm saying.
because the biggest thing is that, like you said, plus minus in the series. It's like he's got to be on the floor for them to be successful, and that goes to your point about the guys around them. And maybe that's one of the things that's more apparent, as we were talking about Duren earlier, but the team around him, right? So, I mean, you're only down, what, 5?
Yeah.
5.
Yeah, I mean, you said last 5 minutes is showtime, so we're about there. It's usually when I tune in.
And Freddie felt 313 in the chat.
Oh, he
so
felt
shout
it,
out
all
to
right.
shout out to D-Max, elite Mohawk over there.
Yeah.
And it sucks tonight because the starters, like the whole entire bench is actually plus.
Yeah.
And plus minus.
Yeah.
The starters all negative.
It's that combination.
But
of them.
who has the best plus minus out of the starters? Cade Cunningham.
And it's the combination of him playing with those starters, which kind of makes that plus minus.
That's what it's saying. So that means then that some of what the bench probably got was with Cade.
Yeah.
That's why his
absolutely.
plus minus would be a little bit better than everybody else's. To put this in perspective, Cade's at a -6 tonight. Duncan Robinson's -18. Jalen Duren's -13 tonight. And Osar Thompson's -15. Just to put that in perspective.
Yep.
Whereas off the bench, Isaiah Stewart +8, Javonte Green +8, Karis LeVert +13 in 19 minutes tonight, man. +6 for Kevin Huerter as well. I don't even understand how Kevin Huerter is a +6 in just 3 minutes in the game. I didn't even know. He was in there for maybe a and one and a 3-point shot, and then they put him right back on the bench.
Hey, Kool-Aid, I got a quick question.
Yes, sir.
I've been seeing this in the chat a few times. For one of these guys with Sasser, I think I know why they aren't playing him. But with Ron Holland, why
he missed
don't you
another
think
free
he's seen
throw.
any minutes in this series?
With Ron Holland?
Yeah, or like any legit, serious minutes.
I think it's the lack of offensive creativity. And with that, the turnovers are starting to pile up. The way that the refs are going to call the playoff games, your handles have to be legit.
And here's another
Second chance opportunity
sequence
that
where
almost sunk
Jalen
them.
Duren did not put a body on Wendell Carter, and he
Jr.
got another rebound.
That was a missed shot, wasn't it?
Yep.
It was, yeah.
Off of
But if you don't put a body on him, he's
No,
going to get
you're
the
right.
rebound.
Tobias is
Tobias.
balling right now, man. 83-85. Pistons down 2. 5:45. We are seconds away from official clutch time. Okay, got wiped out there.
They called a foul.
I'm about to say, like, what the frick happened?
The turtle. I heard he was going to be in the remake.
See, that's the stuff that they will call foul.
I love
the
this.
other way around.
I love to see when Tobias when he has an advantage down there in the post, he's going to use it.
Yeah, but look, and this is the reason why we talk about like the fouls and things of that nature. Yes, I want them to be better.
Okay,
Let's
Sar.
go downhill to the rim, 85.
We can't why
man.
can't we
Let's
get
go.
that all the time, Sar?
Total turnovers, 18 turnovers this game to 9 for the Orlando Magic. That's the reason why it's like with the free throw, and then they've gone and missed 5 free throws. Most of those it seem like they've missed in the last, I don't know how many you
it's this quarter.
Last 7.
Yeah. Good defense. That's good.
And you don't put a body on.
Sar and Duren boxed out nobody. They're going to have to bring Stu back in, dog.
Oh.
Oh, my gosh, Cade. Cade comes down, shoots the 3 and misses it. 4:43 left.
It's
87,
It's
85,
fundamental
Magic
basketball.
lead.
It's fundamental
That's the one
basketball
right
that the
there, the one
Pistons
they
are
need to be
struggling with right now.
Good defense, Cade, but they
And they
called a
called a
foul.
foul?
They called a foul. They called a foul. And wait a second. Cade is in some foul trouble. Ain't he?
That's 4.
Yeah, I thought Karras was gonna fight on that.
I can't believe they called that. That was a weak call.
And you know what? Jalen Duren could have got called for a foul on Wendell Carter.
But I mean, if you're a Sar, it's the same thing we told you. That's laziness.
No, I mean, Wendell Carter could have. I mean, Jalen Duren
Yeah.
could have got
But
called
I'm
for
saying
a foul. That was
for-
a bad because he didn't box somebody out.
for a Sar, like that's bro. You're right there. Put a body on him. Shot goes up. You go. Put your body on your man. That's literally what the box out is.
Uh-oh.
And you're not doing it.
Dang. He did it. Stu was in the game.
Yeah.
Dang.
You have to.
Stu to close. We called this.
It's Kool-Aid. You can't
Dang.
afford to not have it.
He put Stu in the game.
You can't afford to not have it.
JB was like, bro, do you understand what they will say about me if I lose this?
Kool-Aid. You literally don't have a choice.
That's
He's forcing your hand.
He's an all-star, bro.
And he's forcing your hand though.
Dang. Let's rock.
You're playing soft.
You see,
You're
Cade
letting
is pissed.
them
Cade
get
is
easy
pissed.
rebounds.
Cade is pissed.
Cause look how physical they're letting them be at right when the inbounds
Is it a
in.
clear out there? Clear out? He just cleared it. It's flat across the top. And he picks up the rock.
They're gonna call a foul on that. No.
Are they serious?
my
You
goodness.
Can't, these guys are strapping up to play ball. This is the time you're supposed to let this stuff go. What are they calling right now? 85-87?
That's terrible. That's terrible.
That's, yeah.
It's not a moving
That's
pick.
terrible.
Yeah.
That's soft. Golly. $87-85. What is Jalen Suggs trying to do?
and
better
that
not
should have
call
been.
it. Isaiah Stewart got pulled out of a position.
Fuck is that skin? Get out of here.
What happened on that
Get
rebound?
the rebound.
What? What? Did the ball just teleport through Cade's hand? Or was I seeing things?
No, you had 4 guys there, and the one Orlando guy.
Hit the one Orlando player.
Come on.
Come on, Unc. It's not his game. Like
This game.
why
dog.
can't we do it? Why can't we
Y'all see
do
the score
what
too,
we're
right?
good at?
This ground down to a stop.
Look at Stu just defending that.
Just
basket.
not-
Like, no.
Stu is it, dog.
No,
But when-
for the
when
last 3 times, too. Guy driving the lane, him just timing it up.
Mac, next game, if whether they win or lose, what are you doing with the Duren Stu conundrum? 'Cause
No,
there's some people
you're
now
giving
saying Stu
Duren.
gotta start.
You know,
I
you're,
wouldn't go that far, but
you're never. You're no. You. I don't think so. To the point, that's when you're all star. Like for a reset, you got to go down with them. But right now in the battle, you see which way they got to go. So
You do that. You bench, Duren in that case, like he loses all his confidence. So even
Yeah.
if you do,
I think
end up winning-
he's earned. Like you said, he's all star.
He's
So
back
can he
at the
reset
table.
at the beginning of the game and
I-
get
play
over
them
it?
both.
And
Play them both.
he's coming back in.
Play them both.
I mean, who do you take out? Karras?
Yes,
But that's a little bit of ball handling.
I ain't gonna
That's
lie.
that's
There you
the
go,
thing.
there you
They're
go.
I ain't gonna
Rebound.
lie. I ain't gonna lie, Kool-Aid.
Who are they taking
I ain't
out?
gonna lie, Kool-Aid.
There you go.
Sar might have to.
see, he's gonna put him back in. Now
Oh,
Sar might have to go sit, man.
oh, they pulled out Stu. I thought we were gonna get double. I thought we were getting the double big lineup.
Oh, he was tossed.
oh,
No, they pulled out Duren. They pulled out Stu though.
There we go.
One of the
Yes.
problems
I'm
is
kind of with you. I would have ran with Stu and Darren and pulled out Karras,
I
dog.
think he hurt himself. Like,
Stu on that knee?
just a little bit.
That was the second time he got hit on that knee.
short. Come on.
Oh,
I'm tired of seeing Wendell Carter come out of the pack with the rebound, dog.
I mean, they call the foul.
Every freaking important rebound. 3 minutes left. 3:08, fourth quarter, 85-87. Like, nobody has scored in the last, I don't know, couple minutes, minute.
Kool-Aid, you got to see Duncan Robinson return to this game.
I don't know how we can.
You're gonna need to get
how
a
is
shot
Stu not
from
in the
someone.
closing lineup?
I don't know.
I thought they were gonna let him just play this thing out.
If it was up to me, I would take out
Stu has even hit a three.
I would
this
take
game.
out Karras and Asar, and I would put in Stu and Duncan.
Blow me 69, 199 super chat. I don't think he's lying. All we do is foul them in the paint. Plus, we can't shoot. I can't disagree with him on that one at all. That's been the game tonight, like quite literally.
And for a lot of it, though, it's you're playing the basketball that Orlando is giving you. Like, they're giving you those three-point shots, and you're taking them, and you're missing them. And you're being okay with just missing them. Instead of actually doing – like, you look at the time where, okay, they gave it to Tobias in the post. We end up scoring. You look at the time, they actually give Cade a good screen, and he gets downhill. It creates a little bit
How
of
often
opening
have we
that
seen
allows him
Cade
to
downhill
get
tonight,
downhill.
We haven't seen him get down.
We haven't seen it a lot. But we need to see him more in the mid-range and downhill, and we need to see Tobias in the post up again.
Yeah, he hasn't
Especially
really.
if Duncan Robinson is not going to return to this game.
He hasn't really gotten to the painted area or to his spots where he normally shoots the ball in like a regular season game. We got to get to his strengths, or he's got to get to his strengths. I don't know, man. We're just off.
I mean, it's just welcome to playoff basketball. It's when you're playing a team for every game in a row in which they're coming into the series to take away what you do well. And we've seen teams run some of the craziest sets at Cade Cunningham this year, and it's affected his ability to go out there and probably put up 35. But we've also saw, but Duncan Robinson hit 4 threes tonight. But Dennis Jenkins went off tonight. But Paul Reed had a game. But Ron Holland scored 10 off of just hustle. We didn't even see one set ran for him, but he got 10 or 12 points. We're not seeing any of that. We're literally seeing none of that. Like, that's why we're so happy right now. Like, wow, look at Stu. Because we haven't really seen anybody beyond Cade and Tobias on a consistent level do this. Like, we got excited about Asar in the last game and a loss. Like, man, I didn't know we would get this type of performance in a loss. Why? Because we were so happy to just see something. When during the regular season, we saw this for most of the games. That's why they won 60 of them. But people were right when they said, you know what, the playoffs are a different animal. We know that. And in certain regards, the Pistons were ready. Like, Cade was ready. Tobias was ready. I thought they had a good game plan coming into this thing. But what happens when the physicality and the whistle and the minutes, what happens when those things, the pace, when those things start to change from a wholesale standpoint?
And then
that's
you
the
continue to
Pistons
shoot
getting
yourself in the foot.
Yep.
Because, you turn the ball over, and you're not forcing turnovers, and every time you do turn the ball over, those are points going to Orlando's way. Like, you're not getting stops on those turnovers, so.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look, Pistons have given up 23 points off their 19 turnovers. And if you want to add that to 5 missed free throws tonight, that's a lot of points, man. That's 28 points tonight that they've just given this other team. And what do we say? The Pistons' recipe for success has been them leading the rebound battle and winning the turnover battle. Tonight, the Orlando Magic are up 48-44 in the rebound battle, 16-11. The Orlando Magic lead the Pistons in the offensive rebounding battle. And in a turnover game, the Pistons are losing that 19-10.
Yeah, Kool-Aid, one thing that's been really frustrating me with this game, like we were just talking about it as we were hoping to see both our guys in. I think, this team, they've displayed before that they really don't have the great ability to shoot threes at a high volume, especially, you got Duncan Robinson not really able to contribute. Why not fight fire with fire? These guys are absolutely bodying us in the paint. Why not go with the big lineup and put Jalen and Beef Stew out there at the same time and throw bodies at them at the glass in the painted area? Why not fight fire with fire?
I don't know, brother. I've called for it. You've called for it. Others have called for it.
No
I
way.
see Spinny in the chat right now wondering why is Duren in the game over another
foul
flop.
on a screen. I can't make this up.
He said they flopped too. They're not going to show the replay. I really wish they would just show the ones in contention, but.
To answer your question, Gordon, I think it's because you can't afford to get into foul trouble with your two big men. Can't lose.
It's
you know.
2:49 left in the game.
It don't matter.
Yeah,
At this
yeah.
point, you're about to go down 3-1.
Yeah, you got to
You
do
pull
what
out
you
all
gotta
the
do.
stops.
Yeah.
I don't understand the Dennis minutes here. I truly don't.
Me neither.
It's more shot creation,
But he hasn't
There it is,
given you
rebound.
that though.
but not a lot of people have. So they're just going with whoever. It's a kitchen sink type of a thing, and I don't necessarily like it.
I don't.
I
Like
know
it either.
what they're trying to do, but I don't like it. I'll agree with you on that one. Just give Cade the ball and clear the frick out. And if they want to put 4 people on them, then somebody knock down a shot.
You gotta make that. You gotta make that.
Oh
Jesus.
my gosh! And
That's
he
why
knew
you gotta
he
put-
missed it.
you gotta put Duncan in the game,
He
man.
released it and knew he missed it.
Get him
and
off
was
the
running
court.
after it.
Get him off the court, please. Get him off the court. Like, you're gonna
85,
lose
look
this
at the
game
Orlando
from
Magic
your
fans standing
like,
up the last 2 minutes of the
rotation.
game.
Is horrible.
They wear their T-shirts. Some people say that that's the difference in this game.
It's not the difference in the game.
They say
It's-
the difference in the series is T-shirts.
No, it's
Wear
not.
the effing shirts.
You get me, Gordon. Pistons 85-89, 142 left in this game, and it's sad seeing this go down this way right now. Let's see what they do down the clutch moments here. Cade all the way to the rack.
No foul.
They give it to him. They give it to him finally.
Kool-Aid,
Bro,
they
yo.
they need to get Dennis off the court right now. Like it's the perfect time to go do it. Just get him off the court. Like
He be killing me, dog.
I don't care if you got to bring Javonte Green in. I don't care if you got to bring Duncan in. You can put Kevin Herter in for all I care.
I mean, look, if the Pistons make their free throws down the stretch, are we even talking like this right now?
No, but that's not the case though. We're in this situation, and right now you need to do what's gonna work for you and be best for the team in this situation. In this situation, Dennis being on the court is just not good for
Okay,
you. And we missed another free throw.
Another one.
Yep.
They shot themselves completely in the
Yeah,
feet.
this
foot.
is sum it up.
Yeah. They shot themselves in the foot, man. Goodness gracious. That field goal percentage that was at 50% at halftime is down for the game now to 39%. That means they have shot pretty bad in the second half.
Horrible.
Horribly. They are now down 3 points. This is it right here. They don't get a stop. They're going to be down too many points. And Paolo, I knew it. If y'all don't know that Paolo is about to try and sauce you and shoot a 3 to ice you. Oh, Desmond Bain. Desmond Bain gets a pick from Wendell Carter Jr. at the top for the 3. Off glass. Off glass. Y'all know he didn't call bank, but it's still open. 92-86, 116 left in the game, fourth quarter. Jamal Mosley's telling this guy to settle down. Jalen Duren is just kind of looking aimless right now. And the chat believes that's game. Chat, do you believe that is series as well?
I can't blame him.
Bro!
This game
I
was.
do not know what we're looking at right now,
This
man.
game was series, Kool-Aid. I'll be real with you. This game was series. If you don't win this game, the series is over.
Let's
So
go.
you can pack it up.
Look at, he said he prayed for it. You see him going down the thing, dog. But you know what? I can't be mad at it. Some
No.
people, man, it was their lucky shot. Listen,
It's their fault. No, I'm
We've
not gonna.
seen sports
it's
long
the Pistons,
enough.
It's the Pistons' fault. It's this completely the Detroit Pistons' fault. I mean, you look at the box score. The box score is going to tell you everything you need to know. They have way too many turnovers, and
we saw what
that's
they've done during
that's a
down the stretch
contribute.
with these free
That's
throws.
that's the whole team. That's the whole team. It's the. Of course, you know you don't have the second scoring option. So when you don't have a second scoring option, what do you need? You need other things to go well. You need the effort to be there, and the effort is not there. Plain and simple. How many times did you let up offensive rebound? A lot.
Yeah, and Denver Blair's right. The Magic are coming back to Detroit to finish it. Of course. That's how they've played this entire series. They probably feel like tonight they should be sweeping Detroit. Hey, let's just be for real. It took a 30-3 run in the third quarter for the Pistons to win by a marginal, 8 points? If you think about that, the Magic are very confident, and they have spoken very, very greasy about not fearing the Detroit Pistons. And coming into this series, obviously you're going to give the nod to the Pistons, but this is the reason why, again, I picked 4-2 for this series. I thought it was going to go the Pistons' way. They still have an opportunity to make it go their way. This is not the end, but I do know that there's a lot of people who believe that this is the end of the series after this, if they don't win this one. Goodness gracious.
No foul called at all?
I'm sorry.
I mean, you have to put pressure on.
1 minute remaining.
Yeah, I mean, it's over.
I mean, it's the last ditch effort right here. Charles Bosniak, $5 super chat, man. I see you. All right, let's see what they do. Cade for 3. Nope. That's it. That's going to be it.
Oh. I will sum this up for you really easy, chat. This is the turnovers, and I'll say it, Kool-Aid, JB did get out-coached in this game. The rotation in this fourth quarter alone was it kind of put the nail in the coffin, because I feel like you should have kept Stu out there. You should have went with him. You need to go with what's working. I haven't seen Javonte Green, and I didn't think I seen him in the whole fourth quarter, and he was one of the best players tonight. Because he was doing things the right way, and he was giving effort.
Yeah.
If we're going to continue in this series, like, you need to go with the people, especially in clutch time, like, that are giving you effort. Because if I'm not seeing effort from Jalen Duren, and I'm not seeing effort from Asar Thompson in terms of every single play, like every single possession, whether that's on the offense, whether that's on the defense, putting a body on your man when a shot goes up, like, those are fundamental things in basketball. And if we're not doing that correctly, then the result is what it is now. It's going to be a loss.
Yeah. In this game, though, it's a situation where this team, in terms of the turnovers and the missed free throws, like, we can talk
You
about
shoot
the
yourself
refs,
in the foot, yeah.
and that's where I'm like with JB Bickerstaff. I feel like he put his guys in position to have this win. I personally do. I feel like they went out and fumbled it. I feel like they went out and didn't execute, and that's where I'm just like, are there things I would like him to be perfect at? Yeah, but I don't even put JB Bickerstaff in my top 3 reasons for the Pistons losing tonight. Just to be honest with you.
No, I wouldn't say top 3, but just the rotation there at the end of the game is just.
I agree with you.
It kind of put the nail in the coffin, because you didn't have what you needed in order to even think about even coming back in this game.
But Charles, I see you in the chat, man. He says Wolverines had confidence in, Pistons confidence very low. Don't know why our professional team struggles so hard in championships. Well, this is the playoffs, not necessarily the championship. But you know what? This is the first round at that. And Killer Panda 499 super chat.
Well, I wouldn't say it's the.
He says Cade is a number 2 in the championship contender. Trade and fire trading in JB. Everyone knew this team needed a second ball handler.
Hey, Killer Panda, listen, we appreciate the viewership, but you're an absolute cousin, dude. That's the dumbest shit I've heard all night.
Yeah, no, Cade is a 1. All right, the NBA will tell you that. Nike will tell you that. The Pistons will tell you that. The free world will tell you that.
If you think Cade is the number 2 on a championship team, you're crazy. Like,
you have your head.
I don't know what world you're living in
right now,
but you're not living.
Yeah,
you're not
I'm
living
mad
in the
about
right
this
world.
too, but come on, bro. Cade is a number 2. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, that's thank you for the support. Dang, more missed free throws. And then they run into each other and bop the rebound.
Pistons ball though.
We got Michigan.
Why is
go
Duncan
blue.
not in the game? You need threes.
We got
I don't care if he's been on the bench for a whole game. Put him in. Put Kevin Huerter in. At least they have the possibility of knocking down a 3.
We need some.
You're not getting a 3 from. Like, I mean, Curse LeVert is so.
Killer
like,
Panda, it's okay. I
off
understand.
and on with the.
So
with
he
the,
says,
with the
sorry
threes.
guys, I'm just hurt.
Hey, you should have seen me after the draft. We all overreact.
I see all these people. Cade blew it. He's certainly not a number one. These people are so.
If you think Cade's the problem for the Pistons,
These people looking for reactions.
then you don't. You're not watching the game because
everybody knows that Cade is a number one.
You
Like,
look at other number ones around the league. They have help. Cade ain't getting no help.
There's a reason why again Cade has the highest plus minus in this series. That just is what it is. That means when he's on the court, he is saucing the Orlando Magic effectively by himself. That's the reality. If he's not a number one, then why does he have the highest plus minus in this series? Somebody answer the question. Hey, Nicholas 499 Super Chat said JB said he wanted the Knicks. LMAO can't even beat the Magic. Blow me 6969 199 Super Chat says should have traded for a star piece trade. And that's something that we all said to trade deadline.
We wanted it.
We all wanted them to do it. We thought that they still had enough, and they should have enough to get through this first round series, but
they don't.
They just, I think they do. I just think they're not playing up to it.
Not that they don't have it, but when those guys aren't playing with the game that you expect them to be playing, you're going to end up with a situation like this. And this is absolutely embarrassing for the Detroit Pistons, in my opinion.
I feel like the Malik Beasley.
You're the number one seed. You've been one of the better teams in the NBA all season long, and you come in, you get embarrassed by the Orlando Magic. And I don't care that they are not the typical number 8 seed in terms of the talent that they have. It doesn't matter. You don't need to get embarrassed like this. You're not even putting up a fight.
They're putting up a fight, or else it wouldn't be 86-82.
Well, if
they're
putting up a fight, this would be a different game.
If you know that if they hit all their free throws, it'd be a tie game right now. Then that's what I'm saying. They put themselves in position to have those free throw attempts. They're just effing up at the execution. That's what I'm saying. Like, it'd be different if this was a 111 or like a 102-86 game right now. I would then be like, this is beyond terrible. But this is a game in which they're fighting. But the things that separate good teams, they're not able to do right now. And that's where my disappointment comes from. I thought this was a team ready to handle a little bit of the playoff pressure.
Yeah.
I thought this was a team ready to do this. Yeah. You don't think I've seen – hey, D-Mac, tell me that score don't look like scores we saw the old Pistons winning with.
Absolutely.
I've seen them go and win games where it's like 60-80-something. That's the point. But this team – but what did that team do? They hit their free throws.
Yep.
Like, they didn't cost themselves. Chauncey Billups was one of the least turnover-prone players in all of the NBA, and then he was also shooting like 90% plus from the free throw line. I'm being dead serious. When those teams were going to the line, we knew it was over. So do you know how many games we sat and said, their offense sucks? Some of the same things we're talking right now. They had a hard time manufacturing offense in the half court. But they didn't shoot themselves in the foot. Yeah. Like, they were like, bro, I will literally hit the ball. I won't hit the ball outside of a barn sometimes with my three-point shot. But I'm not giving you the ball, and I'm not allowing you to just go get a rack of second-chance opportunities on me. When you look at this Pistons team, they're giving up second-chance opportunities, easy ones. It's not like they're even making Wendell Carter Jr. have to really work when Duren's
he's
on
not
the court.
working for it. He literally is just working 1% harder than what you are.
And those are the things that I'm talking about, man.
You're not trying at all. So, and the turnovers, I mean, you turn the ball over this much, you deserve to lose.
And that's where I'm saying,
you deserve to lose if you turn the ball over this much.
Yeah, and honestly, I guess where you do look at JB Bickerstaff in that regard is, why is your team having these types of mistakes right now? You haven't been able to scheme something to at least reduce this or put your team in a position where they have a little bit more of a better vantage point. They're putting up the number 8 seeds to advance over a number 1 seed on the screen right now.
Franz didn't even touch the fourth quarter.
I thought he was going to come back in and fry us. What happened to Franz that he never came back in? No, dog. That is that's terrible. Franz didn't even. We saw him on a bike, bro. He never even came back in.
Kool-Aid. And
I mean, Stu's back in now with 21 and a half seconds left.
The issue is.
Look at Damon.
The issue is, Kool-Aid, like, you don't have any help. You don't have anyone that can even take off a percentage of the load for Cade. And that's what sucks. You thought you had that answer in Dennis, and he has looked absolutely horrible in these playoffs. And I think we shouldn't have put him in that position to where he has to have that, carry that burden
Damn,
of
Jalen
being
Duren
that
watching this
guy.
from the bench right now, dog. I'm sorry. This is just not it.
Yeah, I'm very disappointed in the way Jalen Duren has played this series. I'm one that has been lobbying for Jalen Duren this whole entire season. Like, I thought he was going to be the number 2 on this team. I thought he had the capability of being the number 2 on this team in the playoffs, and he has let me down with
Yeah, it's like people
just the
talking about
effort
this
thing.
number
It's-
one
it's-
type crap.
It's the Kool-Aid, it's the intangible. It's the fundamentals of basketball that we are lapsing in for the Pistons, especially
some critical
for
points.
your star out of Jalen Duren. And Asar did that to you. He had the same thing at times.
Yeah,
88,
no, this is
94,
tough, man.
3, 2,
No?
1. Game over. And the Detroit Pistons drop to 3-1. And hey, I see you, Demon Dice, in the chat. It says it's simple, Kool-Aid. Biggerstaff is not a good playoff coach. And the more and the longer that these games go on, and the record is what it is, I think 10-22 is his playoff record. That's where you have to say, you know what? I can't argue against anybody as it relates to that. And he put a qualifier, playoff. He said he's not a good playoff coach. Look, we've seen what he can do during the regular season. His teams have been some of the better regular season teams in the last 5 years. You go back even to the Cleveland Cavaliers, and including what they were able to do with his team just after he left there. They were number 1 again. But what they do, they flamed out in the playoffs. And I thought that there's no way that this Pistons team with this makeup that we saw during the regular season where they didn't turn off the motor at all, no way that this team will flame out that way. Now, I get it. The Orlando Magic are not your traditional number 8 seed, but I'm sorry. The Pistons were supposed to be the bona fide number 1 seed that we all had expectations to be able to get to an Eastern Conference final.
Yeah.
The Orlando Magic were somebody we were supposed to see on the way to that. So I don't care if you face them now, the second round or the third round, you were always supposed to beat the Orlando Magic. And that's what makes the position they're in right now more than disappointing.
Yeah.
More than disappointing. So the
This
Pistons
is
officially
embarrassing
fall.
stuff
Yeah,
here.
they fall officially 94-88 to the Orlando Magic. And the course of the series, the way it's gone down, I think is what's made it embarrassing. Have they gotten blown off the court in any of these games? No. But what we know this Pistons team to be, and the fact that they don't look anything like themselves, and one of your all-stars has completely gotten, for lack of a better
Shut
phrase, blown off the court, yeah. This is a problem.
Yeah.
A serious problem. What are you going to say, brother?
Yeah, I mean, I've said, all I can say about, why this team is, obviously not living up to the success that we want them to, and it's because of their own mistakes that they are making. And it's clear to see now that, I even if the Pistons do find a way to, get themselves back into this series and move on, I don't feel good about having to match up with a Boston Celtics team. I don't feel good about having to match up with a Cleveland Cavaliers team. Like, these are teams that are far more talented, and
Offensively.
and they're consistent in their offense.
I don't trust them
compared
on defense, though. The reason why the Pistons have
to-
had
Well, the Celtics you can.
not in the paint. They're
Not in
not
the
going to be
paint,
able to
but-
run that during what the Orlando Magic are. And that's and the pick and roll.
What the Celtics would do, they would give you. They're going to be a lot more effective on Cade Cunningham and the defense that is played on him.
I don't know.
And that's a series that Jalen Duren would probably be better in.
Yeah, I don't
Because
see Cade shooting worse than he is
Jalen Duren
right
would
now.
be better in a series like that where the big man that he is going against are, they're on the softer side,
That's
But
what makes
it's the effort
this-
thing for me too right now is just we're not seeing the effort.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing for me is no effort, and you can see that this Pistons team is missing. They're missing someone to be able to take that load off of Cade, where he's not the primary scorer on every single possession, because that's not. It's not what he wants to do, and you can kind of tell that sometimes when he gets
Yeah.
into that passing mode where he's trying to get his teammates involved. You need somebody that is going to be that scorer. Like, I'm going to go out here and get you 20 to 25 for sure. Like tonight, I'm doing that.
Yeah, and
they're missing it.
what I was gonna say, Brandon Robinson, 49 super chat. I love my squad. He says we are good, but just not good enough to go all the way. Duren was bad, no excuses. He just has to work hard in the offseason. Now
They were good enough to get past the Magic,
Yeah.
and they still can.
Yeah.
Not saying it's they can't.
I'm not
do
putting
it.
dirt on the Detroit Pistons right now at all. Like, I've seen this team actually work the Orlando Magic,
Yeah.
and I've seen it with
We've
my own
seen
eyes.
it. We've seen it,
And
and we've
that's-
seen it in one game this series, and they just have to duplicate that.
Yeah, and it's
And they're just not. They when you look at that game to Kool-Aid, you've seen effort at its maximum. Like that's why you see.
Yeah. But that's why execution down the stretch, too, though.
They held the Magic to under, what was that, 85 points, and that's the recipe for success for the Pistons when they can do things like that. When they don't, that's when things get tough. That's when things get a little bit more, in the murky waters for the Pistons. Is when they can't, because they don't have the firepower to outscore teams.
Yeah, and that's where, for me in the playoffs, I think it's more or less, like, not necessarily firepower, but the guys that can operate in the end. Like, we know Orlando had several players who we're going to have to watch at the end of games. We know Desmond Bain. We know Franz Wagner. We know Paolo. We have to watch Jalen Suggs. Who in the Pistons do you got to watch at the end of the game?
Putting all the focus
I was going to say,
on him.
other than Cade.
And they're putting all the focus on him.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Other than Cade, is there any other player that if you were
Harris.
the Orlando Magic, you're like, oh, man, we got to look out for him? That's the whole point. We're wondering where Duncan Robinson is. The Pistons won't even put out the guys that we would think to some degree.
And you didn't see that last year.
Maybe Duncan keeps
and that's
them honest.
That's something you didn't see last year because you seen Tim Hardaway, you seen Malik Beasley in those games. Like they were in down the stretch because they were contributing on both sides.
Yeah.
And
I know people are hot, man. Like I see the chat
they have a
right
right
now.
to be. They have a right to be hot. Like this is not what we expected out of the Detroit Pistons.
And I see people that saying they lost faith. I'm telling you this. You're not going to hear me try to make y'all keep any type of faith. I'm not trying to convince anybody. I do
Don't
feel
lose
what
your
I
faith.
feel. But, yeah.
Don't lose your faith.
Yeah, don't lose your faith.
This team is still set up to have a very successful, team for years to come. They do need to add some pieces
out,
that
Matt.
obviously they are missing. There is work to be done for this Pistons team. But
Oh, it's not. I'm sorry, dog. Lady J, sorry. Blow me 6960. Let me read this real quick. What did I super chat? 2026 Pistons are the 2024 Detroit Lions. And you know what, man? Yeah, you know what? Yeah. I'm waiting. I have to wait for it to be
you
official.
gotta wait for it to be official.
Wait for it to flatline first, and then I actually might say that because, listen, we heard all these teams say the same thing at the trade deadline. We're good, effectively, right? And now we're sitting at a situation to where you're looking at the Pistons and you're like, we all said we need a little bit more. We went through players after we talked about. We talked about the Trey Murphys and everybody's like number one picks that they wanted to. Bro, I got so desperate. I even said, can we get a Colin Sexton?
Yeah.
Can bro,
Secondary ball handler.
I put out my
Shoot.
top 5 players that I wanted the Pistons to be able to go after, and just any of these players who not just secondary ball handler. We have secondary ball handlers.
Scoring.
That's
punch.
it. We don't have the
Scoring punch.
secondary scoring punch to
Michael
really
Porter
make
Jr.
things
would be
happen.
nice.
Huh?
Michael Porter Jr.
My issue with Michael Porter Jr. is exactly what you saw at the Nets. His 3-point percentage, it just wasn't what it needed to be, in my opinion.
So with Michael
And I don't
Porter
know if his
Jr., it's
ISO
not
ability
primarily.
is
He's
right.
not primarily like. So we've seen Michael Porter Jr. on a good team, in a playoff atmosphere, and he's given them 15 to 20 points, and not always was the efficiency there. I mean, Trey Murphy was the guy that we call for. Like that's a guy that can make a difference because he can make a difference defensively. And he can make a difference with not being like he's not just a catch and shoot guy. He can create for himself, and that's kind of what the Pistons lack right now is somebody that can create for themselves. That used to be Karis LeVert. Karis LeVert used to be able to do that.
But not to.
He hasn't done
that
it
they
to the
like-
effectiveness that they would need.
Yeah, like Michael Porter Jr., when you look at the usage and the ISO ability of some of these players, he wasn't going to be with the Pistons. Could he have helped the Pistons? Definitely.
He could have helped, yes.
But I don't know if I would have wanted him at the bread that it was going to take to have him here.
Yeah.
There were better options.
For a longer term option, yeah.
Yeah, when you look at how they kind of slid in and were able to just get a Dennis Schroeder at the trade deadline last year.
Yeah, and that's something else
some of the stuff that I want. Yeah, that's some of the stuff that I wanted them to be able to. If you were going to go under the radar move, that's what I wanted them to do. If you were going to go above the radar, then you have to go get one of the guys that are bona fide, straight up in the clutch moment. We got these skill sets, and the ISO, I got these types of skill sets.
Rory Markkinen.
He was never going to be a real option. That's the like you got to go and get one of those guys who know last leg, like a CJ McCollum. I thought that the Atlanta Hawks did a great thing. We stayed when we talked
CJ
about the
is out
Pelicans.
there. He burning the Knicks.
Walker got most improved player. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like when you look at CJ McCollum and what he's doing for them right now,
Walker, but CJ McCollum was definitely an option to get.
Yeah, what I'm saying with CJ McCollum, what you're seeing right now is he's doing exactly what you would need if we had an elder statement on the team that had some kind of fourth quarter juice.
Yeah.
And CJ's done this for years.
Creativity in the scoring option.
Yeah,
because like I said, that's what they miss.
Yeah,
that's
for
the
2
reason why
years
I was
we've
kind of
seen him.
clamoring for a Michael Porter Jr. I thought he would have been, kind of a missing piece on this roster. At least to keep us, going, along for the year.
He gives you shooting from, that kind of like that stretch four spot. That the Pistons, that is a need that you could always use that on a roster, but he doesn't give you the shot creation that you would want to have in this series, especially like not even just in this series, but on this team alongside Cade. You want someone that can, like when Cade is going to take a break, you want somebody that can come in and create for themselves. Like I think it's almost like a good way, like Boston, like the way they do things. They always stagger Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum's minutes when they're playing with each other. Either way, they're going to have some overlap, and then they're going to be in by themselves for durations of the game because you have a creator in each of those guys. Like Kool-Aid, I said it like I don't say this to be funny, but like seriously though, Peyton Pritchard would be the second best scoring option on this Detroit Pistons team. And I think that to be true because that's just how bad the Pistons are looking for another scorer that can create.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like with MPJ, I like the skill set, and I see Henry Moon. He said you guys are talking nonsense. MPJ would have been a huge positive. I don't know how much of a huge positive he would have been. Tell me that the Brooklyn Nets didn't think that they were setting themselves up with some good young talent, which a lot of people across the league will say they have good young talent, and then they brought in a Michael Porter Jr. What happened there? Nothing. Literally nothing. A championship contending team, a championship winning team said, hey, you know what? We know what your stick actually is. Did they fight to retain him? No. They actually brought in Tim Hardaway Jr. Think about that. And so you got to ask yourself, if these championship contending teams aren't doing that, what is it that they're seeing? Trust me. I get the privilege to talk to people in those arenas, scouts. I get the ability to go and try and figure out things. If you remember when we were going into the trade deadline, my tune about MPJ changed a whole lot. Not just about understanding the landscape of what the Pistons are looking at, but in terms of how his fit actually is. And when you tear back and peel back and you look at like the metrics in terms of how he's operating, is he shot chucking? Is he on a, like what they used to try and say about Cade? Cade just getting stats because he's on that team.
Yeah. Like
whereas, and that's the thing, like when you saw the opportunity to do more go
and
up.
you've seen it though.
It happened where stats rose, but the efficiency for Michael Porter Jr. didn't necessarily rise. When you look at Zach LaVine, like put it this way, Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan, when I mentioned those as options to go after in the past, there were people who said, no, we don't need those guys. These guys do a shot check. I'm sorry. They're some of the best ISO players in the league. They were at like 50%. They were at like a certain point in time, they were at 50% proficiency in ISO ball. Like that's insane. So that means if Cade goes to the bench, I don't need these guys to pass to nobody.
And the problem is,
like that's
they went to a spot where they're trying to be number ones instead of being a number two.
Well,
like you see what I'm saying? Like
I don't
that
know if
would
the
be a-
Pistons,
they would be a-
had the opportunity to pull the trigger, and they didn't. They chose not to trade for
But you know
those
what,
guys.
Kool-Aid, you know what? I think because we've seen Michael Porter Jr. on a team where, you know, they've been in the playoff.
Yeah.
And Cade and Jokic's, you know, their game is very similar into, like, what they do. Getting others involved, but also having a scoring punch themselves. I feel like this team, and it sucks because outside, you know, things get in the way, but this team would be better with Michael Beasley on it. Like that was their plan, and a wrench was thrown into their plan, and so I know people in the chat said, you know, what would, you know, there's a super chat in the chat by Chris got the munchies. What are y'all doing with this roster in the offseason? Trajan, you wanted to see in the playoffs. We saw 2 guard spot. We needed a 4.
This offseason, I'm getting Tyler Herro.
You're paying Duren. Okay, let me clarify this.
I'm paying
For
Duren and getting Tyler Herro.
For everyone who thinks
That's
that
what
we're
I'm doing.
not paying Jalen Duren, you're crazy. He's getting paid. Okay.
Yeah.
He's 22 years old. There is no reason to, you know, ice him out and not pay him, given just this one series. Like that's unfair to him as a player because you've seen the flashes of what he can do, and those flashes are enough for you to pay him.
Oh, spin more chin. Spin more chin. Get off the ledge, my boy. He is so upset right now. He is in all caps mode right now. He said, we got so embarrassed. I can't even look at people I see in the real world. I legit want to, well, go somewhere else, he says. Let's just put it that way. That's how much this Pistons team has embarrassed me my life.
Yeah, we got a bunch of super chats. You want to catch
Run
up
through
on those
those.
real quick?
Yeah,
All
run through
right,
those.
I got Michigan Go Blue 1324 in the chat. Ivy could have been our second scorer, bro. He's been on the streets preaching the gospel. He's not scoring
listen,
in the NBA anymore, so
I
you
don't-
could let
I
up
don't-
that dream.
I don't want to say anything bad about Jaden Ivey because
Jaden Ivey's career got took from him
Yeah.
by the same team we're playing right now.
it's
And so it's just like, you know, Cole Anthony on some bull during Jaden Ivey's best stretch of his pro career. On some just straight up
and
bull.
that's
And
where
it's-
Jaden Ivey
that's
looked
tough.
like he could have been that second creation option that you could have had on this team.
Yeah, and for me,
But
as a Christian, it's like when
it's
you
just-
go
it
through
didn't-
something as hard. I want to say this: when you go through something as hard as Jaden Ivey did, sometimes you go searching for something. He didn't do this to himself. You go searching, and who knows who's in his corner, who understands where he is with his own belief and his own walk at trying to center himself. So I'm never going to say that because somebody wants to try and spread a message they believe is positive for people, that's the time to pile on. This is a young man who went through hell and back, and he tried to come back, and he tried to give it for the Pistons this year.
From a pretty
And
bad
it didn't-
injury.
And it didn't work out. His leg got mangled.
Yeah.
It was a bad break. And so that's where it's just like, you know, you look at the situation, he tried to come back. When you have a player who's used to playing a certain way and you just can't, whether it's because the injury took that from you for good or because you still have some rehab to go, that's where it's like, you know, the Jaden Ivey thing is one where it's just a little bit, I get it, it's easy to make the jokes.
It was
It's
bad
easy-
timing though.
Yeah,
he got
it
hurt
was-
in bad timing because
It was awful. He was
a contract.
cooking.
Oh my god.
Contract was on the way. He
Kool-Aid.
was
No, I
cooking. He
can't.
was doing his thing.
We gotta turn this game
What,
off.
35, 40% from behind the arc for Jaden Ivey, and then so that's where it's like, you know, for him, I just kind of
Yeah.
I leave him in a space where it's like, you know what, I tip the cap to him.
I
and his
hope
pops.
that he can find it, you know, and get back. You know, hopefully that happens. But Kool-Aid, as we're sitting here talking, and I just seen something that just absolutely just broke my heart.
With a
Man, these super chats are rolling.
I just seen
guys.
Tim Hardaway just knock down a 3, like completely man in his face, and he buried it.
something tells me he's gonna get
Oh,
the
my
calls
goodness.
with the Denver Nuggets, man. I don't see him in the corner shooting a 3 and they just blow by that one.
You want
What
me
up,
to wrap
brother?
up some of these super chats?
Let's rock.
All right. After that, we got Show Deuce 92. Detroit needs to add Anthony Simons in the offseason.
I would not be mad at that. We said add Anthony Simons.
Yeah,
Like the last
did
2
you get
years.
a Chief IT Hips super chat in there saying, can we start questioning JB Bickerstaff too, please? The offense is way too one-dimensional with not much ball movement.
That's not really always on JB because he can only play with the team that he's given. I mean, we heard Trajan say, like, we're going to ride with this team, and I'm going to evaluate this team in the playoffs, and that's how this thing is gonna roll.
Yeah.
So I mean, truly, I mean, JB might be doing the best he can with the the talent that we have on roster. It's not like this team last year had more of a scoring punch than they do this year. With especially with like their off ball guards with Tim Hardaway, Malik Beasley, Jaden Ivey.
Not seeing
Like,
people in
those
the
are
chat.
things like this team did have. So I mean, it's not truly. I wouldn't say it's all on JB's fault for that. It's more of just what Trajan said it best. He's going to look and evaluate to see where this team needs the talent, and that's what he's going to have to go do in this offseason. I wouldn't put it on JB.
Yeah, with me, there's always going to be some culpability for coach, but similar to what you're saying here, for JB Bickerstaff, this just comes down to what is your team executing on the court, and some people still will attach that back to the coach. Say, do you have your team ready to this, that, and the other? But I don't know, for some reason, the free throws has been a weird issue for this team all season, and I don't really know quite who to attribute that to.
I don't really think that's a coaching thing, Kool-Aid. I think that's a mental thing. I think it's something that the Pistons obviously have to get over. I mean, like, that can't be something like that's something they all have to work at.
Yeah, like,
and a lot of times it is a mental thing. When you miss a free throw, now you're kind of in your own head. Then you miss another one. Like those type of things happen. Like that's one of those things where free throws is like that. It's like there's a reason why some people can shoot them at 90% clip and some people can't. Like,
but with JB, this is a situation where there isn't something like from a game, from like an actual play design that we're seeing out there or how this team is playing, where I'm like, you know what, JB, you're putting this team in position to fail. I feel like the team is in position to win, and they're not doing. Like, what is he supposed to do?
They're getting the open looks. They're getting the that's
what
one
I'm saying.
thing that
They're
we have to
getting
understand.
opportunities. It's just careless turnovers. Yeah. They're not hitting the open looks. When you can see the amount of potential assists, good ones, like they can track. Was it an actual good potential assist, or did he throw it to somebody who was covered and try? The Pistons are just not executing. So the play is drawn up, and the players that were brought here, it's not happening. And the one conundrum, I guess, some of the conundrums that I do have is just the style of series that it is. Yeah. If there was one thing where I'm like, hey, JB, I don't understand this, I don't feel like he's played his grit and grind guys enough. That's
what
the
we
one
called
thing
for down the stretch. That's the one thing that we can't
Paul
put
Reed,
on him.
No
Ron Holland. Not enough of the stew down the stretch when he had it
Not
going.
enough of stew down the stretch. Yeah,
like
from those standpoints.
Those are the things. Like those are the things that we can kind of put on JB, but not from a perspective of the offense is bad, because truly the offense is not bad. Or Cade wouldn't be getting the potential assist that he would be having. A lot of times they're just missing wide open, good look shots.
I would put this one more on, because we can't say, well, JB didn't this, but then in the same breath we say things like, Jalen Duren's not a number one. The Pistons have no backup ball handler. The Pistons need a number two. You can't say all those things and then say, but JB, you got to make a miracle happen. Yeah. Sometimes you are what your personnel is. And you guys are saying exactly what the personnel is.
It's the same thing with the Lions, though. Like, right? They couldn't run the ball because what? Why? They didn't have the offensive line to run the ball like that. They didn't have the offensive line to have a successful play action pass game. Like that's personnel. Like that is your player personnel. So it's not truly on JB. Especially if they're getting the open shots and they're just not capitalizing on those shots.
Yeah. We got a couple of more chats. I got some people asking about him in the chat. Bear Hudson, the team needs to seriously consider whether Jalen Duren is worth a max deal or if his best value would come through a trade this season. I don't know about a trade. We got Matt L22, Jamal Kane canceled.
I definitely want to answer it. His best value is gonna be a max contract. He's gonna get a max deal.
He's getting a max deal.
Yeah,
it might not be that super max
because it can't.
But it's gonna be a max.
He missed out on some things.
He's probably like, I ain't gonna lie, he's probably lost about maybe like five million a year.
No, he lost more than that. He already lost the $40 million a year from not getting All NBA. And when you talk about what a 5 year contract, that's $8 million a year gone.
Yeah. Hey, Shout out to you Knicks fans piping in the chat. We love to hear that, man. Hey, you guys don't have anything better to listen to in New York. New York's such a big city, but you guys, look at you guys.
Yeah, they
you guys
love
are
us
here
here.
listening to a Detroit network.
They're in trouble too.
You
I don't
already know.
They're-
Woodward
they're-
Sports
they're
is
mad.
They're so
nationwide,
happy. They're in
but
trouble
hey,
too.
That's crazy. That's
Their Mets are not
all
doing
those
too good
boroughs
right now.
and no sports networks. That's crazy.
All those bros.
Hey, we got a couple more in here.
let's go ahead
Ace
and clean up the
Boogie
super
had 2
chats.
for us. Duren is just Andre Drummond 2.0. Don't pay him.
I wouldn't say that.
And
No.
Trajan failed this season.
He makes his
He's on the
free
clock.
throws.
So, Jalen Duren has already shown more growth than Andre Drummond did ever during his career, and that's throughout the NBA. Like,
Andre
I
Drummond
would-
made an All-NBA team. I'm ready to fight this fight if anybody wants to.
no.
I've covered this thing.
I wanted Andre
Trust
Drummond
me.
to develop a post move or
He
something.
gonna have
and
to,
I
but-
didn't see it,
and
and
listen,
I've seen
Andre
Jalen Duren
Drummond
at
would
least
have had a
develop some
double-double
post
in this
moves.
series by now.
Yeah, he would have.
And
That
that's why-
he would have.
Put Prime Drummond in this series right
That's
now.
an
from a
energy thing, though.
physicality-
That's an energy thing.
No,
though.
from a
I think
physical-
from Jalen Duren, though.
No motor Drummond is still one of the best double-double and rebound guys in the NBA's history.
He's one of the best rebounders ever.
That's what I'm saying. You put him in
I
this
won't.
series.
I won't talk bad about his
we
rebounding.
put him in this series, but that's what I'm saying. What are we talking? Like,
I'm talking about flash potential. I just
Yeah.
see Jalen Duren has flashed
but
a
I
lot
need
more
to.
potential.
I need to see him make an All-NBA.
He
team.
might not ever be the rebounder, but
Let me put it this way: the series that Blake Griffin, matches like Blake Griffin, he gets a lot of credit, rightfully so.
I remember that.
But do you remember that there was a long period of games that he lost, that he didn't play him from January to like March? Do people remember that? How did the Pistons not crumble? Well, Drummond had the best stretch of his career. And then what did he make? All NBA third team. That's what Cade made.
Yeah.
Those are your last. Those are your all NBA teams. Your all NBA players. So that's what I'm saying. Like when you're looking at it from that standpoint, Duren still, for as much potential as we believe he has over Andre Drummond, he still hasn't reached the levels that Andre Drummond has reached. And that, to me, honestly, I'm giving him time because it's at the beginning of his career. He's just getting to his first contract. You know, his first opportunity to go out there and get a contract. But I'm sorry, Andre Drummond would have gone out there by now and at least put up the games that we see
He
Wendell
would have
Carter
definitely had a
had.
double-double.
And that's all I'm saying. It's like,
He
man,
definitely had a double-double. I can't lie. He definitely would have had a double-double. But I think Jalen Duren is flashing a lot more of the offensive potential that you would see. So he's definitely worth a max contract. There's no question. About that.
he's gonna get it. Because
If he's not going to get it from the Pistons, trust me, there will be another team that's going to give it to him.
Yeah, if he wasn't getting it, you would have thought that they would have did something this offseason.
Yeah, they would have. Yeah, they would have done that at the deadline if that was the case.
Sheesh. Okay. Yeah, this Piston stuff blowing up all over, man.
Do we have any
Getting
more
the press
super
conference
chats?
stuff.
We had one more. Matt L22, Jamal Cain canceled Jalen Duren's contract.
And you know what?
Might knocked off another 2 off that.
I'm not even gonna be mad. I'm not even gonna be mad at people
You know
who want to get their.
But those things happen, though.
Get
I ain't
their
gonna
heat
lie.
off
Those
about
things
Duren.
happen. Those things happen.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be mad at people. who
Players
wanna
get
heat
dunked
off
on.
about
Like,
Jalen Duren.
we've seen Wemby get dunked on. Like it's
Yeah. Yeah,
it happens. I ain't gonna cancel him for that. Like I'm not gonna say, oh, he doesn't belong here because of that.
Yeah, Thomas Roro,
That's
he's worth a max. It's not about if he's worth a max. Sometimes players get paid based on the potential you think they're going to be.
True.
That's what
'Cause
happens sometimes.
He's 22 years old, and he's already been in the league for 5 years.
Oh, okay. Well, Royal with Cheese he found out the problem with Jalen Duren. He says it's not his fault. He said that the Space
yeah.
Jam aliens stole his talent.
That's right.
That's what
I
happened
think
to
that's
Jalen Duren.
you know what
the
that's what-
Monstars.
that's
So
what
you're
I'm
telling me
talking-
they're filming
that's what I'm
Space
chalking
Jam
it up to.
3 in real life.
Kool-Aid, that's what I'm talking it up.
Jalen
to.
Duren's just method acting
It's
right now.
not. The Pistons didn't lose this series. The aliens stole Jalen Duren's juice.
Hey, look, man.
That's clear to me now.
I know when a person is trying to get Kool-Aid to react. Detroit DC put this in all caps. Duren is shrinking in the playoffs. That's okay. Cade is shrinking in the playoffs. Come on, bro.
Stop it. Come on.
Hey.
See, this
More like Angel
this is-
Reese. More like Angel Reese stole
No, no.
Jalen Duren's juice.
it might be an alien. I don't know.
I have not wanted this to be a thing
Listen,
all series, but you know what? That's
It
the
could
one
be.
thing that I can't
they're
push
gonna-
back on.
they're
Like
gonna
I'm
put
just
it-
like, oh
they're
my
gonna-
god.
They're gonna sum it up to that though, Kool-Aid. They're going to.
He
But
didn't
no,
need to
I
get
don't.
dunked
Hey,
on
listen,
tonight, dog. He
one thing
really
we're-
didn't need that.
I'm not gonna take this slander. Okay.
Talk to me.
Y'all don't have no right to say anything bad about Cade Cunningham. You don't. Because he's going to make an All-NBA first team. He was an MVP candidate before he got hurt. He was
A lot
third.
of people said he was going to win
He
it.
was third.
Some said he was going to win it. There was a lot of voters
So
who was like, if he didn't get hurt.
Don't, like, stop it. Don't say he's not a number one because he was playing at an All-NBA first team level. You know what that means? He's a number one. Your first team, you're a number one on your team, 100%. There's no way around it. So I don't want to hear Cade sucks and all this. Like you're living underneath a rock. Like you obviously don't have vision. I'm not gonna sit up here and have people argue that Cade sucks. If you're watching the basketball game and your answer to what happened in the series was Cade sucks, then you obviously didn't watch.
Yeah,
you're
it's-
you're just trying to search for something.
I see the Cade is fraud, though. Look, half these people that say this stuff are also bronzexuals who give every excuse in the book for the first, I don't know how many years of LeBron's career. Listen to me, guys. Do you understand what the beginning of Isaiah Thomas's career looked like? Y'all who would guzzle his bathwater today would be saying, oh, Isaiah Thomas is soft. Oh, trade Zeke at the beginning of his career. That's the whole point. I remember what some of you guys were saying about Chauncey Billups back in the day before they won a championship. So that's why I'm saying, like, look, y'all can talk greasy right now, but some of you guys are some of the same ones before that were saying Cade would never become All-NBA. Cade would not be a bona fide All-Star, and Cade wouldn't get the max deal.
You guys are probably
Cade wouldn't be a superstar, but I'm sorry, he checked all those boxes.
They're probably the same ones that think Scotty Barnes is better than Cade, right? You're
Hey,
probably
listen,
the
there
same
were a lot of
ones,
people who thought
probably
that.
the same ones that think Evan Mobley's still better than
Look,
Cade.
Orlando
right?
Magic
Like,
right
come
now
on.
up 3-1 in this series, and people still don't think that Paolo is better than Cade yet. There was a little blip of time when they thought, well, man, is he the number one overall pick? No, he's not.
Actually,
he's just not.
no. People are actually calling for Paolo to be traded.
Yeah.
Actually, if we're going to be honest.
And that's why when I hear these people talk these ways, even about a Jalen Duren, it's like, look, I don't want to have to say it, but he is just 22 years old. Yeah, well, he is just 22 years old. You know what I'm saying? So it's like with this Pistons team, this was a situation where it's going to be disappointing if they go out in this first round.
Yeah,
I'm not holding no punches with y'all.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come over here and just be straight up.
But to
It's
blame it on
disappointing.
Cade?
It's
Oh,
a
you're
failure.
crazy.
And there will be things that we criticize Cade on. Listen, Cade had an opportunity in several of these games to hit free throws and to minimize the careless turnovers. So when we talk about, hey, we want this team to play much better as it relates to the things that they can control. Well, Cade Cunningham cannot be the person to go out there, no matter what the circumstances is, and have 8 turnovers as well as a couple missed free throws.
He
to go
can't have
with
it.
that.
He can't have
He
it.
did shoot
but he's
80%
far
from the line.
But he's far from sucks. He's far from Suggs.
Yeah, that's what I
These
mean,
are
like,
probably, you know what, Kool-Aid? They're probably the
They
same
want Jalen
people.
Suggs. They want Jalen Suggs instead of Cade. They think
they're
if
crazy
you
for that.
swap Jalen Suggs,
Maybe if he was
for
going to play
Cade.
quarterback for the Detroit Lions as well, but that's not the case. So
Yeah, and I see Chili Damon. Chauncey wasn't a number one option either because they had a team full of guys who could be stars in their own lane. Like Richard Hamilton literally was getting buckets with Washington Wizards. Michael Jordan said we played the same position and traded him. Quite literally was like, well, I'm gonna bring Stackhouse over here and make him play the 3 while I'm playing the 2. I can't have another 2 here. That's one of the wildest stories that doesn't get talked about enough. You traded a future champion and Hall of Famer and Jersey and the Raptors guy, old Michael Jordan in your 40s with the Wizards when you weren't playing for nothing. You got rid of your draft pick for Jerry Stackhouse, bro. That's wild to me. But that team had so much up and down it. When they went and got Rasheed Wallace, everyone in the league knew he was a star. But what did he do when he got here? They all played a little bit different style of basketball to the point that all of us here know that those 4 are the baddest 4, or as Mason calls them, the baddest 5 alive, and 4 of them were probably bona fide stars.
and to be honest with you, the Pistons are actually still searching for that with Cade. Like they haven't found
Yeah,
that.
where's
They
his
haven't
rip?
found that.
Who's his rip on this team?
He
Who's
doesn't
his
have
bona
one.
fide Richard
He
Hamilton?
doesn't have one.
There you go. Richard Hamilton, think about this. Chauncey Billups wasn't the number one because he didn't have to be.
He
They could
wasn't,
literally
yeah.
stop and say, hey, our half-court offense isn't working. What are we going to do? Oh, no. Hey, rip.
And you know what's crazy, Kool-Aid?
Run around like 50 times, and then
we
we're just gonna pass it to
and
you.
who
And it's
have
a
we
bucket.
seen? Who have we seen duplicate that to a kind of like a percentage? Not obviously not the player, but that's what Malik Beasley was giving this Detroit Pistons team last year, where he would run off screens.
It's
and
just
be
the
able to shoot like that.
playoffs. He just go whoosh.
Yeah.
Now, me personally, I would still rather have somebody with a ratchet on my side, but this.
But the Pistons are still searching for that, and for the people that say Cade sucks, I don't know.
That's just like it's
you know
like
what?
whatever.
I want you to remember
Does
that.
he need to play better? Yes.
I want you to remember that, and I don't want you to, come back here and go, oh, yeah, I was always a Cade fan, when he's MVP and when this team has a championship. Because all they need to do is build the pieces around Cade Cunningham, and you're going to see the Pistons in those championship, in the playoffs every year as someone that gets to the Eastern Conference Finals and gets to the finals every single year, if not winning a championship.
Yep, and Melodrama I see, he says, don't compare that team to this one. One, they compare themselves to that team because they do believe in the standard set in this organization and trying to get it back to what it meant. So if they're talking about it as a beat writer and beat reporter, I have to and I'm going to talk about it. This is what they want to do. They want to get to that level, and they want to bring that type of basketball back to Detroit. And you know why we're here right now? Because they have partially done that. They have still some ways to go, but they have partially done that as a number one seed. Now, looking like they're about to get embarrassed.
Just because you are the number one seed does not mean that you have everything figured out. This still is a very, very young team that still have a lot of things to figure out in terms of how this team is going to be built.
They got exposed
as they truly go on their championship journey and kind of like getting into that mode. Like I remember when there's still people now that say Jason Tatum sucks. Yet
there's some players who
You
help
look at the
themselves
Boston Celtics with
tremendously
Jason Tatum.
by winning a championship, when in reality, whether they won the championship or not, they were still a really good player. But this is how those narratives go in pro sports. And for this Pistons team, and you know what? Let's be fair to Cade Cunningham. If this is how it goes in pro sports, we see it happen to Jared Goff.
Yeah.
We see it.
Well,
if that boy don't win a
he still
ring,
believes it.
But that's what I'm saying. You see him top 5 in all the stats every single
I'm
year for a quarterback.
But wait a minute, we gotta take a step back.
Listen, we see him
Hold
top
on,
5.
Hold on. Let's take a step back.
Talk to me.
Don't compare. Don't compare apples to oranges over here. Okay.
Look, we're not comparing apples to oranges.
We're not gonna compare Cade Cunningham to Jared Goff.
Why are we not going to?
Cade Cunningham is more like he's more like an all time level.
Cade has to get there. Jared Goff has been in a Super Bowl. Cade has to get there, and Jared Goff is top 5 in all of the stats. But that's the thing. Listen, I don't care about what the stats are. At some point in time, people are going to want to see you actually change the narrative by winning it all.
But you gotta have the pieces around you, though.
You're going to have the pieces around you, but this is what I also know. People aren't going to care if you ever get it and you don't win it here.
Yeah,
we
true.
could sit here all day and look through how many bad teams. Blake Griffin needed more around him. We don't care. And that's the whole point. And if Cade doesn't do something, if this team doesn't do something
It's
so
always gonna be blame on
appropriately,
Cade,
then
yeah.
it's going to be one of those stories in the Pistons history where we just kind of write it away and we just, what's next? What's next for this rebuild? But they still got more games to play here as we wrap this thing up, man. I want to be able to just rush through the team stats right now. Game 5 is on the way. The Pistons are down 3-1. They've been in similar situations like this to the Magic before. Shout out to T-Mac. It feels so good to finally get to the second round, and then they didn't. But the Pistons, they were at one point in time 50% from the floor shooting this thing. They end the game 38% after a good halftime, halftime high, I'll say. 3-point line. They were at least 30% at halftime. They end the game 20% from behind the arc. Bro, they lost the game where they held the Magic to 33% shooting. Free throw-wise, they were beating the Magic most of this game until the end. Yep. The Magic actually win the free throw battle 74% to 71. They do wind up with more free throws, 6 more free throw attempts than the Pistons. Rebounding. Pistons lose that one 52-49, and where it really sucks, offensive rebound 16-12. They keep getting punked in that department. Assists, just 18 for the Pistons tonight. Steals, they lose that one 5-8, aided by the turnovers. And blocks, they got 18 of them, but it just wasn't enough. 20 turnovers So what good is your 18 blocks? 20 turnovers, they gave up 23 points off of that. And points in the paint, they win the points in the paint. But again, what good is it if you're giving up so many second chance points to the Orlando Magic? So that, in a nutshell, is what you get with your Detroit Pistons. They do have 29 to 25 fouls. Pistons did lead that as well. So this is not the recipe you want to see, especially in a low-scoring game like this. This is one where your free throws are at a premium, the turnovers are at a premium. And for JB Bickerstaff, I think where he's going to be underneath the heavy scrutinized microscope is the lineups.
Yeah.
What's going on with Stu in this next game? I think that's where he's going to be really, really under the microscope. But
that's the biggest thing we can kind of put on that.
Peace out. But you know what? We got to get the guys and the fellas home. Shout out to Gordon. Shout out to Damon in the booth. Any last words from you guys on this game? Anything left?
The only thing I gotta say is that I'm disappointed, man. But this team is still real young, and I think they got a really big window. So even if this season ends in disappointment, I'm not freaking out over the Pistons long term. I like where we're at, and like I said, I think the sky's the limit for this team. Damon?
Same. Something's missing. Veteran leadership, I think. I think we need somebody on the bench, guys that have been in these type of situations to, finally get a breakthrough. But we'll see going forward.
We're going to see, man. Hopefully there's someone like Jalen Duren who steps up and has more of a leadership quality to his game rather than someone who looks like he's just trying to figure it out. But you know what? Hey, shout out to our guy Platty. He was supposed to be here tonight, and I'm hoping and praying that everything is great with your situation right now, man. But thank you for being in the chat and supporting us, chat family. You guys are really smashing that like button, even though the Pistons do not get it done. Even to the Knicks fans, the Magic fans, and everybody else that's in there, it's always fun, man. It's always fun. Being able to banter, being able to have these types of streams with you guys here. And to all of the Pistons fans, Detroit fans, and Woodward Sports supporters, man, I can't say enough about how much you guys have helped elevate who we are, not just as professionals, but us as an entire network. Thank you to you guys for smashing the like button. If you didn't get the opportunity to, go on ahead and smash it. Hopefully, we got Jalen Duren smashing the rim in this next game. We're going to need a Jalen Duren breakout. We are. But I'm going to have another stream before that game on Wednesday, so we're going to be able to give some predictions and things of that nature. Appreciate you guys for being here. Anything from you before we wrap up?
Well, I'm just hoping the Pistons can, if things are going to end, I want them to go out swinging. I don't want them to, just concede to the defeat. Let's show some fight. Let's show some heart. I want to see the effort in the next game. I want to see the fundamentals. Those are the things that you gotta have, especially in playoff basketball. If you want to be a successful team, you have to do the little things right. And if I want to see the Pistons do the little things right, even if things don't end up how we wanted them, I need to see them go out and fight with the right mentality, with the right effort.
Yeah, that's a word. Urgency, effort. Look like you guys care throughout the whole entire game. Seriously, look like you guys have been there. But you know what? We got another one of these. They come back home, get a little bit of Detroit energy. They win. That puts all the pressure on the Orlando Magic.
I tell you what, Kool-Aid, you don't lose at home.
You don't think we lose at home?
No, I'm saying don't lose at home.
If you had to call it right now,
do not let them end the series in Detroit. Look, because this fan base has been with you, and they are still with you, and I don't let them down like that. Go take care of business. Don't lose this thing at home. Like, there's certain things you just can't do, especially in playoff basketball, and losing at home. I can't let this be a thing.
Hey, look, one game at a time here. This team is either going to make a little magic happen, no pun intended, or Trajan Langdon's going to have all the leverage he needs to go into the offseason and do something big. Yeah. So, look.
That's what he was talking about. I'm evaluating.
Yeah, man, look, it's your boy Brandon, a.k.a. Detroit Kool-Aid, your credential Pistons reporter and writer for the network. We had Damon on sounds. We had Gordon in the TD booth. Thank you for your time, brother. And
yes, sir.
And you guys' input tonight as well. We got El Jeffe up here on the desk. First time I think you've been on the desk with me for one of these streams. Shout out to you guys, though, man. Again, chat family, you guys are the best. Smash the like button before you go.
Shout out to D-Mac for pulling up.
Shout out to D-Mac.
He
Shout
was
out
here.
to
He
D-Mac.
pulled up.
That's the true glue guy
Yeah.
of the network. You know, I mean, he's well known, but
Yeah.
hey, he shows up to all this stuff, man. So shout out to him.
He's humble, man. First person I met at Woodward Sports. I went out to a draft party 5 years ago, and at Del Mar. Del Mar's not even open anymore in Greektown.
R.I.P.
So yeah, went there and D-Mac was like, "Hi, I'm Darren McCarty." I'm like, "Bro, you're D-Mac. You're freaking Mac." He's like, "I'm just Darren, brother. What's your name?" Was that Brandon? He's like, "You're Brandon," and I'm like, "Did D-Mac just say that to me?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." That's how he's been this whole entire time. So I'm glad that everybody here gets the opportunity to see who the real Darren McCarty is.
That's a good guy, man.
Good guy, man. Appreciate y'all. Love you guys. Even the haters out there, man. It's Woodward Sports. Let's rock.